making sure you can be heard in the stream.
What?
Yeah, just making sure you can be heard in the stream.
Oh, okay.
Making sure you can be heard in the stream.
What?
Yeah, just making sure you can be heard. Alright.
I've never seen a stream on YouTube, so I don't really know where to find it on your channel.
It's not live yet. Oh,
Oh, okay.
it's in unlisted.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't think of a thumbnail for this.
You used I like that you used my Discord profile picture.
Yeah.
Uh, Very good. Thank you. Mm. I have been thinking about making that my profile picture on my channel for some time.
Yeah, I saw the community post.
Yeah, my friend made that. I was very happy. I really love her style. I was very happy I got to commission her. Mm.
You drinking a lot of water?
Oh, me? Oh, wait. Right now? No, I think I'm not drinking any water.
Oh.
Why were you hearing something? Or
Yeah.
oh, that was sorry. I have like my cable for my headset, and it was like bumping my mic.
Oh, I see.
But let me get water before we start. All right, I'm back now. I had to take some stuff off my desk because it is had a lot of books on it. I have a small table, so I'm a lot more comfortable now.
Alright, I guess I'll make the stream public.
Sure, I guess. I don't know. I've never streamed on YouTube. Well, I did one time, but then it got copyrighted, so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do this again. Uh,
That's a YouTube thing.
what?
That's a YouTube thing.
Oh, I know. Well, it's because I have a setup for streaming on Twitch, but I decided to stream on YouTube one time, and then I realized that like, all right, there's like some copyright and stuff in my setup that would obviously like get caught by YouTube that I didn't think about.
I see.
God, I really need to change my YouTube URL. It's outdated.
Yeah, when did that change?
That changed uh that changed last year, I think. Oh, we already got some people in chat. Hello. Welcome. That changed last year because so when I started my YouTube channel, I couldn't think of a good name because my real life name is Enzo, and I was like, I can't really think of anything more creative than that.
Yeah.
So then I just thought otaku would be good because it would encapsulate like anime, manga, and then like video games. But then I quickly found out that in an ironic sense, like weeb meant like if someone called you weeb, it was like not seriously taken.
Yeah.
Uh, but then otaku was the reverse, where it was if you use it, you take yourself too seriously, which is not the case with me. So, but I was too lazy and I didn't change it for like 3 years, and then it happened one time where I was on Twitter and there was a conversation on something I knew about, and I actually made a video about it. I forgot what it was, and I linked it. I was like, "Hey, like I actually explained this whole thing you're talking about." And then the guy was just like, "I don't know. I want to watch something by somebody that has otaku in their name." And I was just like, "All right, okay, might be time to change the name because it might be making some people not want to click the channel." So I decided to change it. And I went with Enzo is tired because honestly, that is how I feel after I make any video. I'm always tired and exhausted, but in a good way. And I
Yeah,
like it. It's really simple.
like
What?
a satisfied way.
Yeah, yes, I'm very satisfied. And we have a lot of people in chat now, so
And
maybe I should.
they're all calling me Joe Rogan.
Is Jamie out there with something on the TV? Uh, Jamie, can you pull that up? Uh,
I don't actually watch Joe Rogan.
I watched him not like seriously. Like I would for a while put him in the background when I listened to stuff, but it was not anything ever like political or basically in a pre-COVID world. And it was honestly entertaining. But then after that, I was like, oh, he's a freaking idiot. So then I just stopped listening to him.
Yeah, I saw some like scrolling through YouTube shorts. You come across some Joe Rogan
Yeah.
content.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was when I listened to a lot of podcasts. I don't listen to a lot of them anymore.
Oh, Varha in chat is getting a little political. He says Fumos are just Japanese Funko Pops. What do you think of that?
Uh, mm, I don't know, cause they're still cuter than Funko Pops, and you could do stuff with them, cause they're still like plushies. Also, my friend would kill me if I said yes, so I'm not gonna do that.
What
My
did your
friend that drew
friend?
my yeah.
What did your friend think of the fried Fumo?
I don't know what that is. What is that?
So there was an image going around of someone who put batter on a Fumo and deep fried it.
Oh no, oh no, this is giving me flashbacks to someone deep fried a Gundam. Uh,
Yeah. So
She might have seen that. She's really into Fumos. She might have seen it. I don't know if I want to send it to her because she's been busy this last 2 months. She's been working on commissions, so I haven't bothered her lately. But she's probably seen it.
it
But if
it
you
was a
have the image, I will probably send it to her.
yeah, it was a pretty big thing in the Fumo community,
Oh yeah, she probably saw it.
and there was someone who like banned it from their server,
Ha,
like
that's funny.
any mention of fried Fumo. But they
All right.
also they were the author of a bot, and so
Okay.
if anyone mentioned fried Fumo, they would use their bot to ban them from any server the bot was in.
That's funny. But
Yeah,
that's funny.
hey, that's like
That's great.
messed up and funny, right?
But by the way, for reference, how confident I am that she's probably seen it. Like she had commissions open like 2 months ago. One of the commission slots was like you can commission her to make a Fumo, like draw a Fumo of a character you want. So I'm pretty sure she's seen it. She's
Oh,
really
that's
into
funny.
Fumos. Um, but now that there's actually people here, I don't know if I should probably introduce myself or
Oh yeah,
anything
go ahead.
like that. I've never been interviewed or asked to appear on a stream, so it's my first time.
It's my first time
Uh,
asking someone to come on stream.
okay. But hello, people in the YouTube chat. My name is Enzo. Enzo is tired. I make YouTube videos talking about stuff I like and dislike. Usually breaking down why I like them or why they're good and why they're bad. And yeah, I have a pretty small YouTube channel, but people like the stuff I do, and I haven't done it in a while because I've been busy, but I am currently working on stuff right now that you will probably be seeing soon. If you guys have any questions on what I do specifically, you guys can ask, but that's pretty much the gist of it.
What
And yeah,
can you give a little teaser on what you're working on?
um, I don't really like to say what I'm working on because it usually sets expectation, but I will say that it is on a manga that I read last year that I really liked.
Oh,
And I haven't
nice.
done a lot of manga videos. I was hoping the video would be short. I was like, oh, it's gonna be 10 minutes, and then I'm like, oh no, we're creeping onto 10 minutes, and there's still a lot left to write. So it's probably turning into something bigger than I wanted to, and I'm crying thinking about that. But Yeah, no, I'm worked. The script I'm working on. I started it in October. It was supposed to be a Halloween video, so I guess that shows how busy I've been.
Oh yeah,
Which I guess gives an idea of what it might be. Um, but yeah, no, it's a niche manga that I really like, and it has been talked about by a big YouTuber before, but I wanted to talk about it in a different way. And the script's almost done, and then I have to start recording and editing it. So hopefully it'll be out by the end of January or the beginning of February. Mm.
nice.
But I guess to give an idea of stuff I've made, I've made a video on Komi-san. That one's really short. That people really like that one. Um, I made a video on Komi-san, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Um, a popular, two popular ones from not last year, the year before. I did one on the art of manga covers. People really like that one, and people are asking me to make another one, which I might do, but not sure. And then I did one on the Magical Index slash Railgun franchise, and people really like that one too. But I make videos on a lot of things I like. But you can just see everything I do on my YouTube channel if you are interested in that.
Yeah, I put a link to your channel in chat.
Thank you, thank you for that. Um, but also thank you for having me. It was a pleasant surprise to get your message on my Discord.
Thanks for coming on.
No problem. It just worked out. I had a lot of days off this week, so
Oh nice.
I actually was able to do that. But yeah, I've talked about myself enough. I don't really know like where to go. If you have any questions, you can ask me or something like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I had a list I made while watching videos of yours.
oh, thank you. I don't know how you found the channel because I'm super bad at SEO. So whenever someone finds it, I'm like legitimately shocked. Uh,
I'm not sure
It
how I find
happened.
it either. Right?
No, well, because like when people find the Discord, I always ask like, "Oh, how'd you find Discord?" It's like, "Oh, your channel." It's like, "Oh my god, really?" No one ever goes that well. What? I'm always shocked. I was like, "Wow, that like people did the steps." It's usually like other things that happen. My friends usually like I have one of my mods usually like links it on his Twitter, and we get people like that. So I'm never ever expecting someone to find it through the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I just I saw the Kami-san video.
Ah, thank you.
I was like, this content is too good for a creator this small.
Oh, thank you. That one, that is one of my favorites. I'm very proud of that one. I'm very proud of that one. Funny thing about that video is when the anime got announced, it gained 10,000 views in a week, and I was like, "Holy freaking crap! Jesus Christ!"
That
It got a
happened.
massive resurgence.
That happened with my Nagatoro videos.
I've been wanting to watch and read it. I really want to check that series out.
Um,
I know it's good. I know it's good.
yeah.
But I haven't had time to watch it or read it. I know people are joining my Discord.
Have you
Oh,
seen
Fumo. Yeah, what's up?
Umo? Have you seen Uzaki?
No, I haven't. I need to watch that too. Those are definitely my kind of shows. Like super like they're fluff at the end of the day, but I never get
Yeah.
tired of them.
I
I really
think
like them.
I think people group Uzaki, Nagatoro, and Kami-san into like the same general group.
They're not really the same though. They also include Takagi-san in there.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think
I don't know.
Takagi, Nagatoro, and Uzaki are mostly somewhat similar.
Yeah, they're because they're all teasing.
Yeah, but
That's all. That's
I
the
don't know
thing.
why people throw Kami in there.
I don't know either. I really don't know because Komi's totally different. Like the other girls tease the guy they like. Komi can barely talk to a cat, so
Yeah,
I don't really know. Uh,
she
so
she
that's the
barely
thing.
exists in front of a cat. She almost evaporates.
Yes, you're very correct. Never forget early chapters, and she was like, "Get me something from Starbucks," and then she comes back and she's basically crying. Uh,
Yeah.
it's freaking great. I still read that. I still read that every week because it's the good content. Um, but I now that Komi got an anime, I now have to wait for like other shows to eventually get an anime, or other manga that I like to eventually get an anime.
Yeah,
I'm waiting. I'm looking at you, Hitomi-chan. Please get an anime.
I haven't seen that
That's a
one
good.
or read that one.
Uh, I tease it in my Komi video. Literally, when at the beginning, there's a shot of it's with her face, like the giant face. That's the thumbnail.
I see.
When I say like, oh, there's I know there's other manga like that, and I show like Watamote, like Tomoko from Watamote, but then the other girl to her left, that's Hitomi-chan, and it's pretty freaking similar, except instead of it being like a very elegant, sleek, beautiful girl, just imagine like a shark tomboy, but she's just as shy as her. Uh, oh, and it's freaking cute. It's freaking great. I love it.
Oh, nice.
I cannot, I cannot recommend it enough. It updates bi-weekly, so if you want to read it, it's pretty quick read. It's very good though. If
Uh,
you like that fluff. Eh.
is that every other week?
Yeah, bi-weekly is every other week. Even though we are the current chapter is taking forever to translate, so I don't know the scheduling now. Does that make sense? Like it's been like more than usual, so I don't remember when every other week is anymore. But it's super cute. I really like it. I can probably post an image of it on like the call right now if you want.
Oh, sure. With with like Nagatoro and Ozaki, a chapter comes just whenever the heck they feel like it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay. That sucks though. Damn
Yeah,
it. Well, I'm kind of used to it because a lot of the manga I read is either um not being translated anymore, they dropped it, or it takes months for a chapter to get out because I chose pain for all the manga that I like.
yeah. The one that I'm like up to date with that takes the most time between chapters is One Punch Man.
Yeah, that makes sense though because it's like Yusuke Murata doing a lot of the art, and he sucks because he's a perfectionist, so he redraws a lot of freaking chapters too. He
Yeah,
like will
there
put
are
a
a lot
thing
of
out, and
chapter redraws.
by the way, I'm gonna post what Hitomi-chan looks like if you like Komi-san. Uh,
Oh,
uh,
her.
yes, she's freaking great. I love her.
I see.
She's adorable. The best thing about this manga is that it has solid ass progression. It's not doing anything like with Komi-san. The main plot is that she's trying to be less shy, and then the subplot is her thing was Tadano, the romance subplot. Nagatoro, it's like, oh, she's bullying, but it turns into like a romantic subplot, and then Uzaki-chan is teasing. Like it's all the thing. Here it's like she meets her senpai, who's the other main dude, and they just have so much chemistry that the entire freaking manga is being like, all right, they're gonna get together very fast. And the funniest thing is people see them and they're like, all right, I've just met them, I have to get them together.
Yeah.
It's like so palpable. It's freaking great.
That's kind of similar to Uzaki.
Yeah, but Uzaki-chan's there's like I know with Uzaki-chan it's still like a little slow because of
Yeah.
I'm forgetting the name of her senpai, but like there is some slight friction. Here it's not friction at all. Like in the her senpai, his name is Yu. He helps her a lot and he's really nice and they get along because of that because he's the first guy to actually not be fully scared of her because
Because of
when
shark teeth.
well that okay, so she's really big, like she's really tall and she has shark teeth, and if you ask her to smile, if it's forced, she comes off very intimidating. Uh which is why most people are scared of her. Wait, like here's an image. I have it. Here's an image. Um
Oh, I see.
like yeah, so when he gets past it, they really hit it off, and she's honestly a massive sweetheart. I freaking love her. She will get an anime. It's just gonna take some time. Mm. Uh,
Varha just DM'd this to
Oh,
me.
oh, dope. I love Neko Arc.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Why is Neko Arc being poisoned though?
Little gremlin creature.
Oh, I love Neko Arc though. It's freaking great.
Yeah.
I'm happy she's a meme now. The first ever Nendroid too.
Really?
Yeah, she's the first Nendroid. The whole reason Nendroids exist is because of her.
I only found out about their existence from the meme.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, she's the first android. She's from Type Moon, and it's really funny. She's really funny. But for real, she is actually the first android. Without her, we would not have all the androids we do. Uh, Literally, you can find her on the Good Smell website, and it says 001. And she's so old that she doesn't even have a base. Her feet are so big she can just stand without having a base. Uh,
That's cool.
li- oh yeah, she is. Yeah, she's the rarest Nendroid. You will never find her. No one even sells her. And this is before she became a meme. But I
Wow.
love Neko Arc.
So I have a list of questions.
Yes.
First one is, what video making software do you use?
Oh, that's actually a good one because it's not one people know about. It's called Lightworks. It is free professional software. It literally is it's completely free. All you have to do is this is not a plug. I'm not sponsored by them. I have to always throw that out there. Uh but all you have to do is make an account on their website, and every month it just asks you to sign in through the app, and that's it. You don't have to pay for anything. It doesn't email you anything, and it is actually free professional software. All the videos I have made from when I started to the Cabaneri video, which or before that one, was all using the free version. I then paid for it because it was on sale that year. But yeah, basically any video that's not 1080p was used with the free version. The Komi-san video was done with the free version of the software.
I
It's
see.
completely free and it's good. Um, it is a little harder because it's actually professional software, but it's better to get into what most softwares look like rather than stuff like Windows Movie Maker that has a completely different layout,
Yeah.
and it
What
has tons of effects, so
What'd
it's
you
very
say the
good.
name was?
It's called Lightworks. There's a red shark as like the icon.
Right. I
Oh wait, last thing. And one of the best features about that software that saves me a lot, there is no save button because any slight change to the project, it automatically saves.
That's nice.
Uh, it is very nice. Even if you undo something, it saves it. Uh, so there's been many times, and this happened with the Komi video, where the computer crashed or the software crashed, and I was just like, "All right, time to restart the computer," and I wasn't scared about it. And I only lost like two things I changed. That's about it. Uh,
Nice.
it's very good software. Mm. Oh, and
I
the updates are always really good.
Oh, that's good
I'm yeah.
because a lot of software updates just ruin them.
Yeah, every time they update, it's always like, "Wow, this was actually a good change. I can't believe it." But it is, you can't really, and this is the last thing. It's a very different software in its ecosystem that I'm still not fully sure how you integrate it with, like, if you wanna get files from it and integrate it to, like, Adobe Premiere or, like, other normal editing softwares. I don't really know how that works.
Yeah, I've never really
It's
messed with
kinda
that.
Yeah, so it's very much like you kinda have to commit to it, but you get a lot for free.
Have you
So yeah, I
used
use yeah?
Have you used Resolve?
DaVinci Resolve, I haven't used it, mainly because I've been on Lightworks for, like, the last, like, 5 years.
Because
I haven't thought about it. I haven't thought about it.
Varha in chat is asking how would you compare it to Resolve, but since you haven't used it, I guess there's no.
I haven't used it really because, the reason I had Lightworks is when I started it, I was in college and I didn't have a job, so I needed something that was free, and I needed something that wouldn't leave a watermark, and Lightworks was the only thing I found, and it just ended up being really good that I just kept using it for the last couple years.
I don't know if this will get me arrested on the spot, but I just pirate Adobe.
Um, I I know that I've been told that, but also, like, I'm too lazy to figure out how to pirate something. And I'm also just Here's the other thing. I have used Lightworks for so long that I think I know it better than most people on the internet. Because a lot of the effects I do in videos, it's by breaking effects in clever ways that they're not built into the software. So like if I try to pick up a new software, I might have to relearn it, and I don't know if I want to do that right now. Uh,
Yeah, I
because
had that when because almost everything on my channel I made on my phone, and
Yeah.
that's why
Okay.
I was kind of pushed into shorter content because like
Mm.
my phone couldn't handle longer videos. But now that
Yeah.
I got a
Yeah, that makes
PC
sense.
recently, I got some PC editing software, but I
Oh,
barely use it. Um,
what'd
I
you get?
I got it. Well, pirated Adobe,
Yeah.
but I know so much about the app that I use on my phone that it's most of the time easier to make anything in my head on the app instead of in a
Yeah. I
professional
get.
actual
I
editor.
get. Yeah, I get what you mean. I get like I do understand what you mean though. Um there are things I do want to do that I can't do in it, which is why I have been tempted to get the Adobe Suite because like they have After Effects and crap. But for now I'm fine with Lightworks. Uh
But it's dang expensive.
it is expensive. That's the other thing with Adobe. They're so expensive and they're so anti-consumer that I freaking don't know if I want to get it. Like I
Yeah,
want to for the utility, but not to support them. And it's so frustrating. And also their updates ruin everything every freaking time.
yeah. With like big name brands, their updates ruin everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very correct. You're very correct. Lightworks is but the other thing is Lightworks is getting better. They recently have been making a lot of big updates and have been using their YouTube channel. So they're like, yeah, we're trying to make it the best they can this year. So I kind of want to see what that entails. Um, but I just like Lightworks a lot. I already know how to use it, but I am tempted to switch to another software. But I got another year on Lightworks to go because I paid for like 2 years on it. So
Oh, nice. Um, what thumbnail making software do you use?
by the way, spoiler everybody, everything I use is free because I was in college. I use Inkscape. Um, I, I use Inkscape. Legit, just honestly, saying it's free Photoshop is a stretch because it does less than Photoshop. But I have used it for so freaking long that I know how to make good thumbnails now. Uh,
I use GIMP. It's
yeah, yeah, GIMP. I looked at GIMP too.
another
I
quote
don't know what
unquote
it.
free Photoshop.
That is more free Photoshop. You can do more with that, or you can do just as much with GIMP than with Photoshop. Inkscape, you're very limited. But again, it was free, and I needed something basic, and I found this. And yeah, and if you want to see like uh my progression with using it, my first thumbnail with it is like I made a milestone video. I think it was like 500 subs or something like that. And it's literally like a screenshot from Summer Wars, and I just put in blue text like 500 subs, like just flatly on it. That's how I didn't know how to use it. Um, but
Nice.
I also got that because I didn't know how to make thumbnails. I was making thumbnails in my editor, but when people shared the link, it would do that weird thing where I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter or something, but like it wouldn't fill up the entire frame. It'd be like smaller and it'd have two black bars on on the top and bottom because it wasn't like formatted properly to the size or something like that.
Oh yeah, that.
Uh yeah, I hated that. So I was like, crap, I need to fix this. So I actually looked up how to make thumbnails properly, and that's how I got it. And yeah, similar thing is I know how to use it so well, and I actually use it for editing. Like I make effects in that don't exist in Lightworks that I just use it all the time now. Oh.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's in the Comey video, but like I've started like there's shadow effects on like character art and stuff. Like you can't do that in Lightworks. So I literally make it in that, and then I export the actual image with the shadow on, and then I import it into Lightworks, and then it basically looks like the effect that should be in the software, but it isn't.
Nice. Um,
Thank you.
Varha is asking what major.
Oh, in college, I
Yeah.
didn't finish college because I hated it, but I did not finish college, but I crap. What was it? Oh yeah, I was a graphic design major, but I only did that because my parents wanted me to do it. I hated it. And then I, for a brief run, switched to a film major, but I was still frustrated with how college did stuff. So then after that, I just like stopped going to college.
Yeah.
I was yeah, I have a job now that's taking my time, but it's a good job. And I am still trying to do the YouTube thing because people are like, "Man, you'd be like." I get told a lot, "Man, you'd be a great YouTuber." And be like, "Man, I wish YouTube felt the same way."
Yeah.
But I don't do it for the views. I do it because I like it. I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's obvious. Like they're always passion projects most of the time.
What is the video you are most proud of?
Most proud of. Before I answer that, someone asked, "What is my day job?" I currently work retail, but it's actually a good retail chain. So like they treat me well and they give me actually a lot of good hours and they pay really well. Um, I won't say where though, because I'm always cautious of people on the internet. Um, but video I'm most proud of. That's a really hard question because there's a lot of them. Because I'm proud of them for different reasons. That's the thing. I don't know what other videos you've seen from me, so I have a basis or something, or if it's just the Komi one, which is fine.
I
But
looked through some of the anime licensing videos.
oh, thank you. Wow, I'm surprised no one watches those. Uh, the anime licensing ones are fun. Okay, they're not really fun. They're always depressing, but they're always depressing. Actually, not always. Some of them are okay. The anime licensing ones are fun. Well, so okay, videos I'm proud of. Komi-san I'm proud of because that video was really hard to make because I didn't want it to feel like a review or anything, and it was really short. So I had to make almost every sentence really like have something of value. So um it was really hard to write. It took a month, like it took like a month to write that whole video. It was really freaking hard. And then editing it was also hard because you've seen the video. You can tell that I actually cropped out panels from the manga, like
Yeah.
specific panels. But I literally have up to maybe volume 12, every single page like downloaded on my hard drive. And basically it would be going through page and page looking for specific panels or images and cropping them out. Like that was the whole video. Um so that one was really freaking hard to make. Raildex was really hard. That one took 3 months of my life because it was 98 episodes of a show, and I had to talk about it in a way that didn't spoil anything, and I didn't show anything that even counted as a spoiler. Even if it was like a spoiler that didn't matter, it's not in the video, so that took a lot of time.
Wow.
And the other thing is I had to talk about two shows at the exact same time that like built off each other because the whole video is trying to get is like an introduction to that franchise. So I'm proud of that one too.
Is that the
Manga,
38-minute one?
that's a 38-minute one. That one, that one was so freaking long,
I
but it
saw.
was worth.
I didn't see
Yeah,
it yet, but I saw your update video where you were talking about how this video is taking a long while.
it was that one. It was that one. Yeah, there was a lot of things in it that made it take a very long time. But it was yeah, no, it was like writing it. Writing it was hard because I was like, does this make sense to someone that hasn't watched this? So I would always like my friend didn't watch the show, so I legit would like read him stuff and be like, "Does this make sense?" And be like, "Yeah, it does make a lot of sense for me, who's someone who hasn't seen it." Um, but yeah, no, it was talking about two series, Index and Railgun, and they're both very different, but they do things that add to each other, and that was why it's so hard to talk about, which is why it took like 3 months. But yeah, the first part was like 24 minutes and it was no spoilers, and then the last bit was all spoilers, so that part was really fast. Um, but that one, but yeah, I'd say Komi-san, uh, Komi-san, Raildex. Manga covers was fun, but also hard because it was really scattered. Because usually I have a theme that I can like build an aesthetic around and like a sound to it. But talking about manga covers is so broad that it was really hard to figure it out. And to say one more would probably be like my Watamote video. Because that was the first time I made like a video um kind of like that. Because before that I made like quick topicals on licensing. And that was the first time I was like, oh, I want to talk about a manga, but like edit it properly and stuff.
I
And
see.
then without that, we wouldn't have all the videos I currently have now. But also, I was in a rough time in my life, so it was like there was something very emotional of talking about someone that goes through anxiety in their day-to-day life when I was like an anxious wreck at that point in my life. So that's the other reason why. Uh,
I see.
but those are some of the ones I'm proud of, or the most I'm proud of. I have some big ones this year that I'm like, if I nail them, they're probably going to be up there.
Nice. I was.
But yeah, sorry for the long answer. Sorry for the very long
No,
answer.
it's fine.
Very passionate. I'm sorry.
I was distracted for a moment because the chat on stream kind of went messy wessy.
I'm gonna do something I was meaning to do. Link I'm gonna link your stream on my Twitter. Mm. Um. Let me look at some of the questions that are in the YouTube chat. Uh. So, Varha asks, I'm having a little experience with the algorithm recommending one of my videos, even though it was a bait and switch one. The one shot review. What are you guys' experience with it, and what 1.5 would you change about it? Referring to the algorithm. The annoying thing about the YouTube algorithm is that it's all dependent on the tag system when make something when you make a video. And the thing is, I still don't fully understand SEO. That's the one thing. Like there are a lot of times where I like put tags in that I'm like, oh, I think this will get me recommended, and I'm not even trying to like leech off like a bigger YouTube channel, like or something like that. I just mean like, oh, I think if I put this, I will appear in the recommended of this other channel, like, in the suggested videos because it's related to this upload I saw of them, and it still never appears. I just wish they made it clear on like what would make my thing appear more often when it comes to suggested videos, because that's how I find a lot of content that I like. Uh,
I think they're vague on it on
they're
purpose because
they're very big. Oh, great! There's another person with my name in the chat. Hello. Uh,
I think they're vague on purpose because if everyone knew how it worked, they could game the system really easy.
I know that, but it's still very frustrating because I try
Yeah.
really hard to SEO and I still can't figure it out. And the annoying thing is videos that I have that have SEO that have gotten a lot of views, I'm still not fully sure why they did it. My most popular video is a meme video I did like 2 years ago about Nichijou, and it's just like, well,
Selamat
crap.
Pagi.
What?
Selamat Pagi.
Yeah, but that video is one of the weirdest ones that I was like, it shouldn't be blowing up
Yeah.
to this day, but it still is because it's a licensing meme. That's the funny thing about it. Uh, I made that meme in reference to another meme I made on the channel a few years ago. Uh, and it was like, oh my god, the anime is getting a dub and it's getting a new Blu-ray release. Oh my god, and everything. And I literally put a date on when it releases, so I was like, oh, there's an expiration date. Still gets views to this day. I have been told good morning every day since that video uploaded through YouTube
Wow.
comments. The best comment I ever got on it was in Spanish, was just like, "I don't even know, I don't even understand what this video says. Can someone tell me?" So someone watched the whole video because I edited it so well. Not even to toot my own horn, I legit just made an edit to the song that people just watch it because they think it's funny, but they don't even know what it's about.
Yeah,
Uh,
I I get that kind of because a lot of my videos don't have words in them, so I have a lot of foreign audience,
yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I get that.
and I don't even like my top three most viewed videos. It's kind of videos that you didn't put much effort into for me really pop off for no reason.
Well, here's the thing, when I make memes, I never, like, half-ass it, I put too much effort into the memes. They're usually spent like, I usually spent a day on them. Um, and
Uh,
that video was that too. I spent, like, a good few hours on it because I thought it was funny. And it still gets views to this day.
there's a lot of bits that I would like to do with the joke being quality of a random thing. Like there was one time I produced clown cards, and they were actual clown licenses in PVC plastic that were
Okay.
like a credit card. But I lost my train of thought. Ah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Uh, well, I'm gonna read another question from chat so you can try to remember.
All right.
Uh, Varha says, "Do you think it could be YouTube trying to recommend short videos as YouTube Shorts?" I'm not really sure because YouTube Shorts is a pretty recent thing they started doing, and it's and
For that, I do know my top two videos are shorts, and the way YouTube determines a short is if it is less than a minute and has a vertical aspect ratio. And for the two that
that's
did pop
stupid.
off, they were square. They were 1 by 1 aspect ratio, which I guess YouTube determined was vertical, and so they put it into the short section and it popped off.
That's it's
Yeah,
stupid. I hate YouTube.
yeah,
YouTube, stop trying to be what Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Like, please stop, stop.
yeah. The YouTube Shorts came because of TikTok, cause,
It did. I'm not even on TikTok. I don't get it.
and sometimes I'll get sucked into the Shorts role because I'll see like one interesting thing on the shelf, and I'll look at that and then end up scrolling, and that's a big mistake.
But yeah, no, I was just surprised when I found out TikTok was like the biggest social media platform. I was like, really?
Yeah, that is really
That's
weird
freaking weird. That's freaking weird.
because it's literally just Vine.
It is just fine. Vine was ahead of its time
Vine was
in
way
an
ahead of it.
off.
There's still like Vine compilation videos made every day.
Well, yeah, because they're all still archived. Like all the things that were posted,
Yeah,
they said like they archived it, which is freaking wild because it's still like tons of
they
content.
archived all of it.
Anything that was uploaded, that was archived. You cannot upload new stuff onto Vine because it doesn't exist.
Wow,
But they were like, anything that was uploaded, we have archived it.
that's pretty crazy.
It is crazy.
Because it was huge. That's a lot of I guess YouTube
Well,
has a lot of stuff archived.
well, it's not even that crazy when you think about it because once it's uploaded, it was on someone's account. They just closed off the website. So like it's still there, you know?
Oh wow.
Because it's not like they deleted it, I think, or something. But I don't know if Vine the website still is around, but like it's not crazy that they archived everything.
Why was it shut down? I forgot.
Uh Crap, I don't remember. I do not remember. I don't remember what it was. I never was on Vine.
And what were the TikToks before TikTok? There was also like Musically and I think something else.
Musically is TikTok. Musically turned into TikTok.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
but wait, wasn't there like a Musically before Musically, or was that just
Was there?
Vine?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just thinking of Vine, the evolution of Vine.
It all blends together at this point. Here's
Yeah,
the
it
thing
does.
about me, the only social media I have is Twitter. I don't have anything else because I don't care. Uh, that's literally it. I don't know. I don't keep up with any other social media that isn't Twitter because my friends are on Twitter, and I have a lot of artists that I like are on Twitter, and that's about it. I also get my news through Twitter, but I don't have any other social media.
I don't
Uh,
have any social media. I don't have Twitter. I don't have anything else.
you do have a Twitter.
Well, I do have a Twitter, but I don't go on Twitter.
You don't use it. That makes sense.
Yeah. I just talk to people in Discord. Let's
So
talk
I'm just
about
reading chat. Yeah, what's up?
anime.
Oh yay,
I
the
noticed
thing that
the thing. Yeah.
the thing that
Um.
won't get me killed for my opinions on the internet. Eh,
I don't think these guys will kill you.
yeah, I know, but
So
just someone's gonna find this at one point and then be like, "Up, we found a reason to hate him." This guy on the internet. There's always those people.
that's because you
Yeah, but
use
what's up?
Twitter. I
That's fair. That's totally fair. You're correct.
don't use Twitter. I don't gotta worry about it.
Okay, yes, but what is it about thy animes that you would like to know?
Let's see.
You will judge my taste and realize I am trash.
Earlier
Uh,
we talked about Kami-san, and
yeah, I love Komi-san.
yeah,
I get that it's not everyone's take. It's just fluff, but I like it. I like fluff a lot.
whenever I talk about it with anyone, they complain how long the Tadano Kami arc takes, and I explain to them every time that's not the main focus.
The main it's not it's a subplot
Yeah,
that adds to them. It's a subplot that adds to the main plot point,
Dominator in
and
the
it's a good
chat.
stuff.
He said this guy likes Nagatoro. Let's get him.
Wait, me or you? Because I have not watched or read Nagatoro, so
Probably me, I guess. Sorry, what were you saying?
don't. Uh, well, I was about to say like don't. I was about to say don't worry. Like I'll probably watch it and like I'll watch it or read it this year, and then I'll be included in that group. Because I do want to do it. Oh wait, uh, you since you like Nagatoro, do you read Please Go Home Akutsu-san? Because it's very much cut from the same cloth.
No.
You would probably like it. I started reading that recently, and it's very much similar to Nagatoro.
What's it
Very
called?
similar. Please Go Home Akutsu-san. Uh, Pretty much it's this blonde delinquent girl who bullies and teases this guys, and she does it by always staying at his house because she's like, haha, you can't kick me out. And she does it so a lot because she's like, he can't kick me out because he's weak and I'm also a girl, so he can't touch me or do anything, and he's weird around girls.
Wow.
And she does it so long that she just ends up falling for him, and he likes her back
Oh,
too.
that's funny.
It's very cute, and it's the most. They're not a couple, but they're so a couple manga you'll ever read. Uh,
Wow.
because she literally lives with him. She literally lives with him. There's a point where they're just so used to each other and they don't realize it because she just hangs out in his apartment building all the time. Uh, it's freaking great. It's very cute. If you like Nagatoro, you'd probably like that. If you like big boobed blonde like tomboys, uh,
Who doesn't?
some people have their taste, and I
Yeah.
respect it.
Let's see.
But yes, going back to anime before I derailed it again was more recommends. I'd like 5. Uh,
Um, I noticed on your my anime list you have Gurren Lagann as a favorite.
yes, Gurren Lagann is one of my faves. I have to rewatch it.
I
It's been a
rewatched it
couple years.
recently.
I know it holds up.
Yeah.
Hiriko Maishi's my boy. I love him.
Who?
But yeah, no, Gurren Lagann is one of my favorites. I watched it really early on, and I was like, wow, this is like to quote myself in high school, but also still to this day, wow, this is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's freaking amazing. The soundtrack's incredible. The animation art's really freaking good, and it has one of the most complete ass stories you'll ever see. It's freaking
Oh
amazing.
yeah.
I
Um.
want to watch Girls Last Tour. I've been meaning to watch it. Uh, my friend started watching it too, so I have another reason to watch it. But yeah, that's another one I've been wanting to watch. But yeah, Gurren
Yeah.
Lagann's one of my faves.
Yeah. It was one I watched like early on in my anime watching life,
Yeah,
but rewatching it again, I can see some of the cliches, but it still holds up.
The thing is, though, if you're aware of the context when it was made, you can excuse a lot of the cliches with
Yeah.
it. That's the thing. I don't know if, like, because I don't wanna be that guy of, like, "Let me explain this stupid thing." Uh, but, like, if you're aware of the context and why it was made and why Hiroko Maishi wanted to do it, it makes you can excuse the cliches a lot, which is why it's, like, okay. But cliches aside, it still does a lot of things that are very abnormal for anime to this day, so it has aged in itself very well, a lot of the storytelling.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, I don't know if everyone in chat has seen Gurren Lagann, but there might be
watch
spoilers ahead. Yeah,
watch it,
watch it. If you
please.
haven't watched it,
L
leave and go watch it right
liter
now.
literally, like, watch it. It's one of the best things ever. I have a friend, he's my best friend. He has a lot of friends that like anime too, but they're very stubborn. And like one of the things that irks him is like one of his friends doesn't want to watch mecha anime, and he's telling him like unrelated, like, oh yeah, like Gurren Lagann, it's like amazing, one of the best shows you'll ever watch. And he's like, yeah, but it's mecha. It's like I don't really want it, and he's just so frustrated. It's like the mecha doesn't matter. Just watch it, man. He's
Yes,
so frustrated.
it's so
'Cause
beyond mecha,
It's yes, it's much more than that. It's really good.
and it's
I find that like super silly. It's like I don't want to watch it because it's a mecha show. Like his main thing is his friend's thing is that he's not into it because like since they're in giant robots, the characters themselves are not in like danger or like getting hurt or stuff, and he's just like
he
that's a
thinks
very
that.
like that's a very like surface level way to look at mecha. Like mecha is usually a massive allegory for something bigger.
Yeah,
Um, and Gurren Lagann's just good. Uh,
in the mecha ones I've seen, they're not really free of any danger, like Evangelion.
Well, yeah, I know, but he's someone who hasn't seen a lot, so he just thinks that they're safe, and it's like, no, they're not. Like,
Kind of like
it's a
how,
very, yeah,
the way you'd feel in a suit of Fallout power armor.
pretty much.
You,
Except it's more dangerous because it's like giant. The thing
oh
you're
yeah, it's
facing,
absolutely
like it's
massive.
it's giant, like it's freaking wild. But
And
yeah, no, like Gurren Lagann's like one of my favorite things. I have to rewatch it. I recently managed to complete my Blu-ray set after like 5 years.
oh
So
nice.
it is time to do the rewatch. Um,
When I went to rewatch it, I saw when it was released, and I was like, oh, I thought it'd be a lot older than that.
well, it's pretty old now. It's
Yeah,
been like over 10 years.
and like you said, it's a complete story, and it's clear and concise.
The
I'd
thing that
say,
it's not even just a complete story. Like I always tell people, it has a beginning, middle, and then twice because they could literally just cut it off at the midway point,
yeah, they
like the
could.
first half, and it would be it would be a great ending on its own. And then you get the follow up episode, and it's like, hey, it's been some time,
Yeah,
and you're just like you're like what? And it just is like you did not have to double whammy. Like it's a complete beginning, middle, and end twice.
yeah,
Like that's the crazy part about the show. Like you can easily just like they didn't have to do that, and they did, and it makes it better, a lot better for it.
and
Uh,
the way the show is, the way like there's so much story in such short
yeah,
episodes. I I don't know if it's true or not, but I think the guy knew exactly what they wanted to make from the
it's pretty
beginning
freaking yeah.
to the end before they even started. And compare that to One Piece.
Yeah, well, One Piece is not a valid comparison.
Well, the progression, they're like opposite sides of the progression scale.
I guess, yeah. Um, well, because the main thing with One Piece is like, because my friend's favorite manga and anime is One Piece. And I used to be into it. Like, I don't know if you know it, but like Oda, he literally was making that story up since he was a kid. Like, that's why it's so fleshed out.
Oh wow.
That's why it's so long because he literally like you can find sketches like he has sketches he's shown people of like a sketch in his mind when he was a kid and then he fleshed it out like as an adult. Like that's how long he's been thinking about One Piece, which is why it's so long. Which is
I
why it's like it's not a valid comparison, but I get what you're trying to say. Uh
I I feel like I don't know a whole lot about One Piece, but I've seen 400 episodes.
Yeah.
because they're like, I know it still does progress a lot after that, but for the first, like, compared to the first 26 episodes,
Hmm.
and
But yeah. Okay. Sorry. Sorry.
another thing with Gurren Lagann being like thought out like the entirely beforehand, I don't think any story, if they were making it up as they went, would have the balls to do what Gurren Lagann did in episode 8.
Oh yeah. Um,
Such a huge thing.
it is a huge thing, especially when you remember that since, most anime is like manga and like light novels, like people can usually like read ahead and stuff. But like in '08 when it came, or '07 because it started in '07 and went into '08, uh, people didn't know what they were getting themselves into. Like people didn't know that was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
went in like, and it like shook everybody's world when that happened.
it's
What
a
they do, go watch Gurren Lagann. It's literally one of the best animes
go
ever.
watch. Wait, he knows. Wait, I was watching with him. We got like
Oh,
halfway.
oh, okay, then you do know. I
Interview Andy.
don't know who Andy is.
He no, it's a Twitch thing where anything anyone does, you call them as that thing Andy.
Oh, okay.
So he's calling me an interviewer Andy.
Oh, okay. Um, but yes, you're correct. They did have like the massive balls to do that, which is very not surprising for like because it's the Studio Trigger guys. They do a lot of that. Like they do whatever they want, which is why I really like them a lot.
He's saying he doesn't think he watched that far. No, we did get that far. I was watching with him.
Okay, let's rephrase it. What's the big event in the first half that heavily changes the dynamic of the entire group? Uh,
Um.
this is not a question for you to answer. This is for him because I
Oh,
feel like there's literally one answer. There's one answer
here
to that question. Uh,
we
okay,
didn't
maybe
stop before the bath episode.
maybe it's been a hot minute. He doesn't remember. Which in that case,
Oh
like
wait,
maybe
no,
like,
we didn't see it. Okay,
oh, you didn't see it? Okay,
he
never
was
mind.
spoiled of it by someone else we were watching with.
Opinions on Germa 985. I love his streams. He's freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah, Germa's
I love I love Germa.
Germa is, in my opinion, the greatest streamer.
He's freaking great. I love Germa. I watched so many clips of him out of context, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
He's so freaking great. It's also better when you remember that he used to be a substitute teacher, and you're just like, oh, he was just
Oh
weird in
yeah,
class too.
he was just like this in class. Ima-
Yes, but it's freaking great. It's
Imagine
awesome.
having
I love.
Germa as a sub.
Oh my god. Well, the thing is, it doesn't work now because I know of on internet Germa. There's a difference to how I would picture him like as a substitute
Yeah.
teacher. But I love Germa. He's freaking great.
Like,
I
yeah,
love I love his stuff.
imagine how he would act if he had to go back and substitute one day again.
Oh
'Cause-
my god, it's the scout from TF2.
yeah. Have you seen Little Witch Academia?
I do. I have. I love Little Witch Academia. I have a Little Witch print on my wall right now. I
Nice.
love Little Witch Academia.
Um,
Pretty much any trigger stuff I've seen except like Eno Battle. Yeah, except Eno Battle. That's about it.
so wait, Gurren Lagann and Little Witch were both Studio Trigger.
Yeah. So Gurren Lagann was a Gainax show, but it was Hiroki Maishi's team, and then after that he left. He literally just took his entire team with him, and they formed Trigger.
I see.
Uh,
Because
so it's literally the same exact group of people. That's why
the
we have Kill la Kill. Uh,
the entire time watching Little Witch, I was like, this animation is very reminiscent of Gurren Lagann.
yeah.
And then the reference happened. And I was like, you
Yes, the
mother.
Gurren Lagann reference happened. I'm like, yes. Oh
uh,
my god! The best part is that wasn't even directed by Amaishi. That was directed by his friend, who was a screenwriter. Who was a screenwriter on Gurren, Yo-Yo Shinari. Uh, uh, I'm a big Trigger head. I love Studio Trigger.
nice. My favorite character is the one that built that robot. They have a pretty long
Oh
name.
yeah, Constance. Yeah, Constance is freaking
Constancy Amelia von Braunsbach Albrechtsberger.
great. You got the name down. Dope.
I just looked it up.
It's freaking great. But yeah, I love Little Witch Academia. Um, but, yeah, I love Little Witch. I love the characters. I loved a lot of the world building in that show, and I want more of it. That was something I have seen Space Patrol Loco. I love Space Patrol Loco.
I have not seen that.
I have a Loco Nendroid. I love Trigger a lot.
With Little Witch, I liked the show as I was watching it, and then the ending was quite goofy to me. And
The ending of the show,
the ending of the show, yeah,
what do you mean? Like when they're up in space on like a giant freaking
yeah.
like
When
thing?
I think specifically when they decided to name themselves the New Nine Witches, and I was like, there's not much significance with these nine people specifically.
Um, you're right, but if you again being aware of Studio Trigger, I'm like, oh, they just did this because they thought it was cool, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, sure, go ahead, guys, you're having fun. Uh, like that's why they did it.
When I rewatched it, like it's a fine ending, but it seemed a little bit goofy to me. And then I looked it up, and it's ages 7 and up. I was like, oh, I just watched Paw Patrol in anime.
That's a stretch even for that
Yeah,
because that's just
the show is
Little
good. The
Witch.
show has good themes as well,
Yeah,
and
it has good themes and the characters are still very fun and interesting. But I liked that it was I liked that it was just a small, charming little show that was a very small scale.
yeah,
And that's what I enjoyed about it. The other thing though is the scale really worked in its favor because it would occasionally do some slight world building, and I'm now someone that wants to see more of that world, which is what I enjoyed so much about it.
yeah. There was a lot
Um,
of world building whenever they show glimpses outside of the school.
but oh no, but yeah, no, I've been a fan of Little Witch for like a long time. I watched the OVA and the sequel OVA, and then when they announced the anime, I was super happy about that. Like,
I have not
like, I,
watched the OVA or the movie.
so the movie is just a sequel to the original OVA, but it's not canon anymore
Oh,
because because the main thing was that like Studio Trigger. This was maybe like the second or third thing they were making after they formed it. So this is post Kill a Kill. They were like, "Hey, we have this idea for this short, and we just want to make it, but we don't want it to be funded by a massive corporation. We're still like figuring ourselves out." So they just put it up on a Kickstarter, and they were like, "Hey, if you fund it, we'll make it, and it will be completely owned by us."
nice.
And people funded it, and um they did this is for the second OVA. The first OVA they did it on their own. But they were like, "Hey, we want to make a sequel, and if you guys fund it, we'll do it." And they funded it so much that it became 40 minutes. Um,
Nice.
and then from then on, it basically ended up like the two of them together ended up being a pilot, and it turned into a normal anime, which is why they're not canon anymore.
That's pretty cool.
Um, yeah, but they're still really fun. They're
Mm.
still really really fun. The big difference between the OVA and the anime is that the trick to it is they made it as if watching a world that's already existed. So you're not being introduced to Akko, Susie, or Lotte. You're like, oh, there's already a group of friends. There's this school of witches and everything. Like it's acting as if we've already been watching the show.
Oh,
Um,
like starting at episode 5 or something.
Kind of like that. And it's good because it gives you more questions of like, oh, what is this? Why are there witches and everything? And then you get to the movie and it's does world building where it's like this is the first time they're outside of the school and they're with normal people and people hate witches. So like it did a good job in being a pilot for the show. But then the show happened and they're not canon anymore, but they're still fantastic. I love them a lot. Enchanted Parade's freaking great. Netflix sucks because they got rid of both of them and now you can't watch them legally, which sucks. Um, Pisses me off because I love those shorts.
Um, yeah, it was kind of strange in that episode where they infiltrate the boys' school,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
then
you're right.
they just straight up try to kill him.
Yes, that was a bit of a. I was like, all right, guys, this is a bit much.
Yeah,
This is a bit much to do right now, guys.
like you don't really gotta literally kill the people.
Yeah, you don't. That's too much. Oh wait, give me a second. I have to turn on my fan. My room's hot.
All right.
All right, I'm back.
All right. You seen JoJo?
Yes, I have watched up to part 5. I
I
have
I,
watched it.
I think in a video you mentioned you haven't read it.
Nah, I haven't read it.
Um,
Um, why are you like up to date on JoJo?
I was up to date 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. So it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. They finished the part I was reading and started another one.
Um, I like JoJo, but I'm not a fan of it, which I know is sacrilege because you can't casually like something. But I'm a casual JoJo fan.
Yeah, I don't. I'd probably say that too. I don't do a whole lot with JoJo.
Well, the thing is that like you've seen the internet, and I have friends too like
Yeah.
that, where it's like people that are JoJo fans are not like they're like freaking crazy about
Yeah,
JoJo.
if you don't post Kono Dioda every day in every server, you're a sacrilegious freaking
But
those
yeah,
kinds
no,
of
I
people.
yeah, they're kind of like that. My friend sends me memes, but he knows that I don't care, so he just sends them to me because they're stupid. And I was like, all right, sure. But like, I I'm not gonna watch part 6 because I don't really care. I I'm only putting this out there so people get an idea. I only watched them because they were on TV, but I would have probably never watched them out of like my own choosing. Like I
I
would have
see.
never gone out of my way to watch them.
People say part six is the worst.
Yeah, but it's JoJo. It's still fun.
Yeah, it's
That's the
still
thing.
good. Like
It's like pizza. Bad
yeah,
JoJo's
that
still it's still good. It's still fun and good, and it's like oh, it's still tasty.
like
You know what I mean?
next day refrigerated leftover pizza that's still cold is still good pizza.
Yes,
But
you are correct. Pizza is one of those foods where it's like, all right, you have to try to mess this up.
yeah,
You have to try to make it bad.
you got to put
You know
like
what I mean?
marshmallow jelly on it.
Put broccoli on it.
um,
Uh, but I like JoJo. I'm not crazy into it. Uh, I guess to just like put everything out there, part 4 was my favorite part, and young Joseph Joestar is my favorite. Is probably one of my favorite JoJos.
Jotaro is
But
my
that's
favorite,
yeah. But
but
I
you're
like
wrong.
Joseph just because he. Well, no, well, no, I like him because he's just stupid. I love that Joseph
Oh
is just
yeah,
such an idiot.
he
Like
is pretty stupid.
the quote in my head that lives forever is at the end of part 2, and he's in the sky on the rock, and his hand flies back from the sky and hits his opponent in the neck. And he's like, "Did you plan this, JoJo?" And he's like, "Of course I did." And you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And then he's like, "Of course I didn't plan that," because he
Yeah,
had to think about that forever while he's in space. And I was just like, "Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes, he's my boy."
he did think about that forever while he was in space.
Yeah, yeah, I believe you, but
He
it's
freaking
but it's
mind
like
gamed
so
it.
freaking it's so freaking good. But that's why he's my favorite. And then below him is Josuke. I love them a lot.
Um,
Um, by the way, if you want to ask me any opinions on JoJo, I'll do it. I will put my hot takes on the floor. There's not really that many hot takes. Uh,
here's a hot take. What do you think of part one?
I have to rewatch it because part 5 I did not like that much. So I'm like, do I like part 1 more than part 5? I now have to rewatch it. Mm.
For JoJo, when I was watching it, part one took me part one alone, the eight
Yeah.
episodes, took me 3 months to watch. And
Here's the thing.
then,
I had the convenience of watching it on TV, so I just spaced it out over a week, like every episode, and I got through that pretty freaking easily. Like that's why it wasn't. I don't think it's that rough for me because I watched it on TV with a week apart every episode. So I was like, oh, okay, this is fine.
yeah, I,
Skip part 1. We don't skip parts here
no, we don't skip parts here. They did.
unless
In
you're
fact,
unless your mother's basement.
this
Uh.
guy, this guy in the comments, he skipped parts one, two, three, four,
What?
five.
Part two's awesome. Part two's awesome.
We just, because I don't think they've seen JoJo, but we just watched part six together.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
released like half of part six, I think,
No,
or a third of
it's not
it.
even half. It's not even half. It's only 10 episodes. Huh.
And So I don't know when they're gonna release more, but that was funny from Netflix because they were like, oh, we're gonna release one episode every month. It's gonna take a whole year for these 12 episodes, and then everyone was like, Netflix, that is stupid. And so they're like,
Well,
fine, we'll just
I
release them all at the same time.
they didn't even release all of them at the same time. They only released like the first 10.
Well, the first 12 came out, but
Oh, okay.
they were gonna stress the first 12 over a whole year in 1 second.
That's that's so dumb. I refuse to believe they were actually going to do that. I refuse. Oh, Dominator, you're expressing like a frustration I have whenever I'm on Netflix. He wrote Netflix is pretending like they made it. I'm gonna tell you something that happens all the time because I'm like some you know me, I keep up with licensing, so I know the crap no one knows about. Whenever I go on Netflix, I know what shows they actually produced and what shows they licensed. And whenever I watch a show that is licensed by them and it said a Netflix original, I'm just pointing at my screen of like, you're lying. You are lying to my face. This is an actual frustration in my day-to-day life. I hate it so much. It
Yeah,
frustrates me.
I pointed that out every episode while we were watching part 6. Like, this is not a Netflix original. Like,
Oh, wait, can I say one of my favorite things that like they got rid of?
yeah,
Uh so remember when they licensed Evangelion, right? Do you
yeah,
remember that? When they first put it on Netflix, it said a Netflix original. I was like, this existed before you did. You can't even pull this one. They
yeah,
later in a month pulled it off. They took it off, and I was like, thank you, thank you for that. I was like, holy freaking crap, uh, guys,
yeah.
Jesus, uh, Jesus Christ, Netflix
Because
freaking hate you.
for like when Netflix licenses it,
Yeah,
they just they just pay money to put it on their thing.
yeah, that's licensing
That's
pretty
it.
much.
And
Yeah,
so
that's legit
so
it.
they if that's it, they could just slap Netflix original on anything.
They do that. They
Just
literally do that. No one like I actually so a video I thought about doing, but I then didn't do it because I was like, oh, this sounds awful to make. Would actually because I know all the shows they did produce. Like these are shows they themselves produced that they actually own. They didn't license. And I'd be like, hey, let's go through all the shows they actually produced. And spoiler, they're all hot garbage. They're all actually bad.
they are.
They actually are. Like if you go out of your way and find the shows they made, they're really bad. Uh, but you don't notice it because it's in like ocean of good crap they licensed. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
God, Way of the House has been freaking such a disappointment. Uh.
I saw the title for that video, but I didn't watch it.
It's the rare negative one because it's not even normal bad. It's weird bad, and I have to explain why it's weird bad. Eh, it's so bad, like frustratingly bad. Jesus Christ. Uh,
So you're a. I saw one video. You say you're in animation in general and not just anime. And so I wanted to ask, did you watch Invincible?
I not only watched Invincible, I was aware of the comic before it became a cartoon. Uh,
That's cool. I
yeah, yeah. Look
because
at
I was
me.
not.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Most people weren't aware of Invincible. Even though it's like Invincible's pretty freaking dope. I know how it ends, but the show might end differently. Who knows?
I only know what's in the show.
Yeah, that's fine.
I did see
But
a
Invincible,
picture. I saw a
yeah,
picture of the Invincible like comic next to a bunch of other manga, and
yeah.
the Invincible one's just massive. It's like a Bible.
Well, yeah, because this is a compendium, so the entire thing is finished. So they just compiled it together.
Oh, that's
So it's
cool.
a lot. It went on for a couple of years, but it's freaking great. Invincible's really good. You will
So
not be you will not be disappointed with the later seasons.
yeah, it's a great show. I liked it,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure I won't be disappointed. But so I have not seen Akira. You've probably seen Akira.
I have seen Akira. The
What did you think of the Akira reference?
the multi-billion-dollar nosebleed.
Yeah,
Uh, I actually liked it because it was not the usual bike slide reference. It was actually thematically appropriate
yeah,
to it. Like I don't mind references. A good reference I'll always take, but I really enjoyed the fact that it was not only a reference, but it mirrored what it was referencing, and that like, oh, okay, like it's this person who is that's gone like on a rampage with tons of power, and they have to try to stop him. And it's like, oh, okay, like I liked that a lot. I appreciated it a lot because it was clever. It was clever and subtle. So I thought it was a good reference.
Yeah,
It took I didn't even realize it was a reference at first until someone pointed it out. I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. That is a reference. That's a really good reference."
I didn't
Uh,
I didn't know it was a reference because I haven't seen Akira, but it did really fit in well into the story. I would
it
have
did,
never
and I liked
noticed.
it. I liked it because it also was there was a I just liked that there was a lot of thought put into it
Yeah.
because it's just like because again the bike slide is so easy because it's a bike slide, and it's like, oh, okay, this is
the
like, okay, we like
a
they
huge
someone
event.
clearly, yeah, someone clearly watched Akira and understood the significance of the moment and was like, oh wait, I know how to put it into this and make it work in a similar way. And that's why it's a great reference, which is why I think it was really good. Akira is freaking great. It's an intense ass time, but it's freaking great. Uh,
I
I
guess I
have to
should also
be.
mention I don't talk about anime with people like out loud, and so I don't know how most things are pronounced.
Oh, that's I talk on the internet, so I have to get the pronunciation
Yeah,
correct. I one time in an old video said animes plural, and people were like without an S, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, like I got so many comments just vaguely saying, you say it without an S. You have to say no S this that time." I was like, "What?" And then everyone was like, someone was like, "Anime plural and singular is anime," and I was like, "Oh, okay." So after that, had to make sure my pronunciation's correct.
like
Uh,
goose geese, moose meese.
Pretty much, I think. uh,
Um, I
but yeah,
remember
no.
before I even watched anime, I thought it was pronounced anime.
Oh, okay, okay, that's funny. Uh,
Um, Varha in chat, he says, "Did you see the Germa TV burn-in bit?
I did. It was so
That was good.
funny.
The
Well,
the
it was
peep the horror
amazing.
concept,
It's
the
so
TV
good.
burn-in bit, and the peep the horror were good bits.
Uh, that bit killed me. I've watched it so many times. It makes me laugh.
Dude, the peep
I
the
just love
horror
that
killed
moment.
you.
No,
Yeah.
not that. The TV burning one is my favorite.
Do you know
I just love
about
that
peep
moment
the
where he.
horror?
Oh, I didn't watch that one yet. It's in my recommended, but I have to watch it. I haven't watched that one yet.
Basically, someone had a dream that Germa he would stream normally, but he would occasionally put a red undulating mass on screen, and the thing was, whoever saw it, like anyone who saw it, thought it was the funniest thing they'd ever seen. But every time he showed it, someone would die,
All right.
and the dream ended when Germa was the one that died, and they just left his stream up to commemorate him.
That's all right. Okay, I have to watch this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Varha, tell me if I got that wrong, because Varha's a Germa lore guy.
but and I think Varha left. He said, "All right, I'm heading off. Have a great
Oh,
one, guys."
I didn't read that. Okay.
But
We
thank
have
you.
no
I
Germa
love
lore guys here.
I love Germa, so thank you for that.
Dominator says that's horrifying. Um, Dominator, he tells me he was watching Germa in the TF2 days.
Oh, Varha's in my Discord. What the hell?
Is
I
Varha's
didn't
in
even
your
realize.
Discord?
Yeah, he joined it. He posted a Fumo.
Uh, is it the fried fumu? No, it's
No, it's
just the
just a spinning.
Cyrano
Just a spinning.
dancing.
Oh my god, he posted a lot in memes. Great, good content. Good content, guy. Uh, I I have to find a way to make my Discord more active.
I just talk in there occasionally.
I know, but I'm
My
just busy all the time lately.
my
I don't
Discord's
have
quite
time.
inactive recently.
Yeah.
Actually, it's more active recently, but like previous recent, it was very inactive.
Well, it's because I one time made a Discord with a friend of mine who was a mod on this one, and it naturally became active. Like it was a living ecosystem for a hot minute, and this was years ago. And spoiler, there's something's happened. Um, while I was gone because I was in college, so I had to disappear for like a month or two. And then I came back and the entire Discord was dead. I was like, what did I miss? So then I decided like, oh, let me try to make another Discord because the first one went so well. And then it never got as active as the original one. Like it was literally like active as in I would go in and people would always be chatting and stuff. I don't know. And we were never able to replicate it.
Um, it happens. Yeah.
But if you have more questions, I'm always down. Also, we have someone new. Welcome, Saul Show. Welcome
They
to
were
the stream.
they were in
Welcome to the
chat
stream.
when I was testing when I was figuring out how to put chat on screen. They were in there.
Ah, okay.
That was like a week ago. Another thing with
Uh,
pronunciation is Cherno, the fairy. I
okay.
I like to pronounce it Cerno, just to mess
Oh,
with my friend here.
is that a thing from Toho or?
Yeah,
Yeah, I figured. I think I know who that is. My friend's also into Toho. Uh,
yeah, the Fumo friend.
yes. How do you know?
How would I know?
I know there's an overlap. I'm very aware.
Well, because I think all the Fumos are Toho characters, like
Yeah,
official
they
ones.
are. You are correct. They are. The thing with me in the pronunciation though, I used to do it for the YouTube channel. But then it's now just built into me, so there are times where, like, certain things I will say, like and I naturally say it, like, a little too correct. It's just built into me now. So it's just, like, a weird habit, and it, like, throws people off when it just, like, slips through. Mm,
That you
so, like,
pronounce stuff well.
a little too Japanese things. So, for example, like, Doraemon, right? That's how you pronounce like, Doraemon, the blue cat thing, right?
No,
If you don't know you've seen it. It's an old
I've probably
freaking
seen it.
character. I'll put an image of him. But
Oh, that.
yeah, so it's Doraemon, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how you say it. Well, I've gotten to a point where it's like I say Doraemon. Like that's how I don't even try. It's just like that. Or like it's like I say Doraemon or Japanese names I get a little too well. There was another one. There was another one I say a little too I say a little too correct. I don't remember which one it was.
Is it JoJo?
No, not that. It's not that one. I'm forgetting which one it was, but I I'm really good with like it's now built into me. I say things correctly like without trying. And I don't mean to because it come off as that guy of like actually this is how you say it properly. And it's
Yeah.
like no. This is just Lupin. It's not Lupin because there's like a little thing over I think there's a little thing over the eye or something. So it's not Lupin, it's
Oh
Lupin.
yeah,
It's Lupin the third.
that I think that's why I put it in my notes because I was watching a video where you said Lupin, and I was like, frig, I've been thinking it wrong the whole time.
Yes, it's Lupin the third, not Lupin. But that's a common one. That's not a normal. That's like that one is fine. Uh, that's a normal one. But yes, I know other names that I overly pronounce correctly, but yeah, I try to get the pronunciations right. It's kind of built in now.
For a lot of things, I try to get the pronunciation wrong
On
because,
purpose or on
well,
purpose or
yeah, because
oh, okay.
there are some
Dope.
words that are like extremely gatekeeped how you pronounce it, so I just pronounce it wrong.
Like what like which ones?
Solder, I just say it solder just to mess with people,
Okay, that's awesome. Okay.
and Cherno, I say Cerno.
Oh, another one I remember because I have like notes on my wall. Like I have a pin board. So like a minor one is like This is a composer that I like a lot. His name is Tatsuya, and his last name is Kato, and most people would say probably Kato or something like that.
Mhm.
I say like Tatsuya Kato. Like I don't know if you heard it at the last bit when I say like
Yeah.
the to like yeah
The different A.
yeah, pretty much. It's the last bit of the pronunciation. Like Tatsuya is easy, but then it's like Kato. But like that's that. So um a lot of that because I look at Japanese names in text all the time, so I have to get the pronunciation right.
Also, because you speak a lot in your videos. I don't do
I
that.
have to. You are yes, you're
Yeah.
right, and yeah, I want to get the names right. Like I try to be respectful and try to get the names correct.
You should get the names wrong on purpose so people comment a lot.
I know. I think about that. I think about that. Be like, ha ha ha, this be so funny.
Yeah.
Uh, I think about that a lot.
Because people do comment about the most random things.
They do. They do. You are very correct. You are very correct. I get stupid comments a lot, and it frustrates me.
I think my most random comment. I think you mentioned yours earlier, something in Spanish.
Oh yeah, that it was like the comment was in Spanish, but I can read Spanish, and it was like I don't
Yeah.
know what this video even says. Can someone tell me? And yeah, I was like that was really funny. Eh,
My most random comment was, you know when people will come in and just paste a giant block of religious text.
oh yes,
It
yes,
was one of those, but in Spanish. And
that's
then there
awesome.
and then there was an argument that ensued, and I can't read Spanish, but you can tell when it's an argument. I was like, this is the most random comment thread on any of my videos.
Yeah, but yeah, I get stupid comments all the time. The funny thing is, I don't think people are expecting me to reply to them, but I actually do reply to them. Uh,
Yeah, I try to reply to a lot of people unless there's just there's comments that there's just no way you can reply to naturally.
well, when you're still tiny, like most of the comments are easy to reply to.
Yeah, but
So like I'm still able to do that. But yeah, no, I got a comment on my Redux video of like, "Oh, you lost all your credibility because of this part," and I was like, "All right, guy, let's go. Let's have at it."
yeah,
Uh
I
you know, yeah,
I used to argue a lot on the internet when I used iFunny,
yeah.
and then I just stopped trying to argue with people.
I don't try to argue, honestly. Like I don't. If I'm replying to you, it's not really an argument I'm trying to have.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Because it's like such a. I don't like the negativity. It's such a waste of like energy.
when I used to do it, I felt like I was getting better skills in critical thinking or something like
Yeah,
that. And a lot of times I actually there was one argument where I read 5 scientific articles just to call this guy stupid because he was saying
yeah.
like he was saying something about like, oh, this style of comedy is ruining the brains of people, and then he cited one study that said TV in general was ruining brains. But anyway,
Yeah,
that's fairly off topic.
yeah, yeah. But either way, that guy's stupid.
Yeah. Um, Domino says his most random comment was someone talking about the Rapture.
That's weird. Sure.
I think it was
All right.
there was one. I think it was a Minecraft music video, and someone was like, "Oh, this reminds me of the Rapture." Like, sure.
Be like, all right. Sure.
Um,
Okay.
Saul is asking, who came first, the egg or the chicken?
Uh, God dang it. I'm trying to think. I know it's like it's not like. Hmm. Theoretically, I guess it'd be the egg if you think about it. Mm,
Yeah, I know there's a I like to say stay neutral in my opinion. So
It's not.
there's two ways it could be. One, if you're religious, then the chicken came first, of course. And then if you're not religious, then something that wasn't a chicken
Yeah, me.
laid an
That
egg
yeah.
that became a chicken.
Yes, yes, that's me. Even though you can be religious and still believe in evolution, like
Yeah,
it's not mutually exclusive.
yeah.
Like
I know it's not mutually exclusive, but I like to stay distant.
yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think anime opinions get you torn through,
Yeah, you're right. But I'm also like, I don't really care. Leave me alone. I don't want to have a
I
talk
don't,
about this. I don't. I'm
I don't
fine.
care for the most part.
Yeah, I don't care either.
Donor says it depends how you define it. I'm not going to ask for clarification because he's always right.
All right, sure, sure.
On my list next is Uzaki. We already talked about Uzaki.
Yeah, don't. I have to watch and read it.
Yeah,
But I know I'll like it.
yeah, probably. Um,
Um, I just, I just hated the discourse around it when it came out. So stupid.
oh yeah, the because you're a Twitter guy.
Yeah, I did see it. I am. I was like,
Um,
it's stupid. Well, I was just like, look, guys, it's dumb, and no one's gonna talk about this in a year. And then
and
look
no
where we
one's
are.
talking about it a year later.
Yes, I know, because it's freaking nothing. It's so nothing. People go on there to complain about stuff.
Such a nothing issue, yeah.
But yeah, I was like, ah, she looks cute. She looks fun. 10 out of 10. I'll watch.
And then you
Uh,
haven't.
I haven't. I've just been busy.
Um,
I was reading a lot more manga lately, honestly.
there's some manga that I'm up to date with. I think that's Komi-san, Uzaki,
Komi sounds
Nagatoro.
freaking good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, One Punch Man.
I need to get into that because I really like it.
Did you read
Oh,
it?
right. I'm reading. No, I want to though. I keep forgetting. Doctor Stone's good though. I'm reading that.
I haven't read it, but I watched it and I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Oh, the action's freaking dope. I love it a lot. I
And
am.
My Hero
I will
Academia.
talk.
I'm up to date with that.
I don't keep up with My Hero. I don't really watch it either.
I saw your meme about walking through the perfume aisle.
Ah, thank you. I
Most
hope
of
you
it's
thought it was
accurate.
funny.
It's
I hope.
it's
I hope.
fairly accurate. Yeah,
I hope you thought it was funny.
it is. Yeah, especially they read the manga because it's a very read the manga type of thing.
Like, do you mean that people tell you just read the manga, or like that? Like you, it's better to read the manga. I don't really like because I don't keep
Uh,
up with it.
because the way the story progresses quite a bit in
Yeah,
the manga
yeah.
outside of the anime. So if you watch just the anime, there's very little story that you're getting.
Oh,
But
okay, I get
but
it,
but
but
they're
yeah,
getting there.
yeah, I get it, but also like it makes sense because you can only do so much in like 12, 24 episodes.
Yeah.
But they're
But
still speeding through it. Like it adapts a lot in 24 episodes. Like it makes a good chunk of time. It gets a lot done in those 24 episodes.
well, it's not that they're leaving stuff out. It's just that
Oh, I
it's
know.
really far
I get.
behind. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
And
know. But that's like the never-ending saga of like anime adaptations.
yeah.
I used to watch
And
My Hero. I used to watch My Hero, so like
I'm
I know I'm aware.
I think I'm up to date on the show. Like whenever I read something, I stop being up to date on the show. Like when Nagatoro came out, I just waited for all the episodes to be released, and then I watched all of them.
Dominator. I have watched Umaru-chan. I like Umaru-chan. I even own it. That was cute.
Oh, you bought the license?
Um, what do you mean?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Haha. Ha ha ha. I'm
Ha,
not used to
ha.
having licensing jokes in my life.
Who
Who
are
are Umaru?
Umaru?
Umaru is Gremlin. Uh,
He I only play with dirt.
why monkey? Is that a monkey?
Yeah, it's a monkey. It's one of the.
NFTs. What are you doing here?
he's posting a bunch of NFTs. Frig, this guy's rich
Oh my,
actually.
oh my
See all those
god.
NFTs?
Yes, I can't believe it. Can you believe that freaking in Dragon Ball Goku turns into an NFT at one point?
Oh yeah,
Eh.
he does.
Yeah, he does do that. Yeah, it's freaking crazy. Can you believe that crap? Yeah.
I can believe it. I mean, a lot of things are moving towards NFTs for no reason at all.
I think it's gonna fizzle out. It's not viable.
Yeah. GameStop has started to do NFT stuff.
It's so stupid. It's freaking Christ. It's not viable. It's stupid. Just shut up and do other stuff. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know much about NFTs, non fungible tokens.
They're stupid. You're buying a URL. That's it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
At
All
first,
right.
I thought you were buying a copyright, but no, you're literally just buying the receipt to look at it.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Freaking Christ. And they're worth like thousands of dollars. I was like, what the
There's
freaking
some
hell?
that
You're
sell for
paying.
millions.
I know, and it's like you're paying for nothing. Like you're literally paying for nothing. What is wrong with y'all?
It's basically the crypto boom, but in a different
Yeah, but crypto isn't
sweater.
that isn't bad for the environment. Jesus freaking Christ. Like they're not like not on like yeah, they're not and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like freaking stop with NFTs. Just
I think people say it's just another money laundering thing.
it is money laundering. It is straight up money laundering. It is because it's not centralized. That means no one looks at the money and controls it. So it's straight up money laundering. Like it really is.
I mean, they normally do that with normal art, anyways. They just
They
went to
do, but
online
they
art.
not they yeah, but they now found a way to do it with nothing, with even
Yeah,
less. It's
with
freaking
even less
crazy.
effort to launder money.
Yes, just freaking Christ. By the way, guys, I'm just gonna say this. Hey, like instead of spending your life savings on a really ugly piece of art that people can just copy and paste, just commission an artist for way less money, and you'll get something you're very happy with.
Oh yeah,
Uh, that's what I did. That's why I got my dope profile picture. Um, so I'm just saying, like, freaking, just support artists. Jesus Christ.
did you say who's your artist friend?
Her name's Pirate Yokai. She's a really good friend of mine. I can link her Twitter onto the Discord if you want.
Dang, commissions
She's really
closed.
dope. Yeah, she closed them recently. She got a lot. She's been busy for the last 2 to 3 months,
I see.
but she's really good. I love her a lot. Um, and she will be helping me with a video later this year. I'm not gonna say which one though. She's actually gonna be helping me out with something.
Cool.
Um, I'm gonna link her Twitter. She's dope. I love Sammy. Oh, and she posted a Fumo commission. I'm
Oh,
gonna retweet that. But yeah, she's awesome. I love Sammy.
nice. So you make video essays.
Yeah, that's a thing people call them. Yeah, I do that.
I think that Kami-san one is a video essay.
I just make videos. Whatever people want to call them, like call them that. Eh,
Um, when I saw it, I thought it was quite impressive because I've been wanting to make a sort of video like that,
yeah,
and the amount of time and effort it goes into writing a script and making a video, I never get around to it.
yeah. I
Um,
get that. I get that.
and so seeing all that you've made, even though you're such a small channel, you're making such quality videos. I thought
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
yeah, a criminally underrated channel. So everybody in chat, go there right now.
If you're gonna go there, probably watch the Comey video. It's the shortest one on
Yeah,
the channel, and it's probably like it's the reason it's like my channel trailer. It's like most of my other videos are like 10 plus minutes because they don't shut up.
Most of my videos are very short.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the life of a meme, you know. Uh,
Yeah, I think my longest video was the 500 sub special, and it was 5 minutes.
God, I wish I could make videos that short.
Just speed it up.
But you're right. They do take a lot of time though. That's why like they're really exhausting to make. But I still like I still love the craft. Uh,
I see you have a. I saw in one video you have a Nintendo Switch.
yes, I do.
Have you
Crap, where'd you
played?
find that? What video is that? What video is that? I don't even know.
I think it
Uh,
was like update featuring beds.
uh oh yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Um, have you played Monster Hunter?
I have not. I haven't played it. I have Splatoon 2, which I want to get back into because I really like Splatoon. Um, all of the Disgaea games on Switch, which I really need to get back to because I like Disgaea. River City Girls, but that's an indie game. But I haven't played Monster Hunter.
I think that's on Game Pass, but I have
It's
a.
also a commit. It's also a commitment though.
Is it? Is it like a long story game?
Wait, Wait, which one? Monster Hunter?
Oh, I was talking about River City Girls.
No, River City Girls is an indie game. It's freaking awesome. I just 100%ed it. I love that game.
Nice.
Super good.
Mon-
It's a side scrolling beat 'em up. So
yeah, I saw some of the images.
um if you know anything about side scrolling beat 'em ups, the thing that makes that game really funny for me is that it switches the roles. So you play as the girls and you're trying to save your boyfriends that got kidnapped because usually it's the guy trying to save like his love interest.
I
And
see.
it's very funny and it's very good. And it has a dope ass soundtrack. It's so freaking good.
Nice. Video
Uh
game music is like, especially indie video game music.
yes, you're correct.
That's some
It's
good
freaking
stuff.
great. Um but I have that game on Xbox. I have the limited edition, limited runs copy on Switch, and I bought it again on Windows. So I really like that game.
I like Monster Hunter.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm a
I know
Monster
a
Hunter
lot of
guy.
people. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, you should play Monster Hunter," and I'm like, "Isn't that a big ass time commitment?"
It is.
I don't got that time, guys. I'm sorry.
I mean, Monster
I've
Hunter is the
not.
game I played most, and it is a big time commitment.
I haven't played Undertale. I hear it's good though.
It is.
I hear it's
It's
good.
good. There's
Yeah, I
also
know.
Deltarune and Deltarune 2.
Yeah, but I haven't played it. I haven't played it. Even though I don't know if I can because I'm so used to the memes that I don't know if it'd be the same experience
Oh
anymore.
yeah, like you've already been introduced into the characters somewhat, like through memes.
Yes. Yes. Or Megalovania or
Yeah,
crap. Or like I don't know if it's the same experience anymore.
it's maybe not.
It's
Like especially
yeah.
Megalovania with how like Megalovania happens at a pretty serious moment, but
Yeah,
now it's the funny song.
I know you fight Sans, and I know that's his song. That's about it.
Yeah,
But I haven't played Undertale.
you
I
should
have
play
Hollow
Undertale.
Knight.
It's
I
a
have
pretty
Hollow
quick
Knight.
game. Hollow Knight is good. It's a lot of game for like barely like it's $15. That's
I
a
bought
lot
it.
of game for $15.
I bought it on sale a few years ago, and I think I bought it for like $6.
Yeah, that is a lot of game for
I
$6.
know,
It
but
is
I love roguelikes.
like it
There was
that
a point, yeah.
it's so
Uh,
good. It's so good.
uh,
If Varha was here, he would be going off about Hollow Knight.
he'd just be yelling.
Yeah,
Eh.
he'd just be yelling. Yeah,
Well, no, there like I realized I'm apparently really into roguelikes because I play a lot of them, and I didn't know that. I didn't know I was playing so many until I learned what a roguelike was. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm into roguelikes,
like
which is why I bought Hollow Knight for like $6 on sale one time. Uh,
wait, I think do you mean Metroidvania?
Metroidvania roguelikes because they kind of like blend together, kind of, you know.
Because
Like,
I played a few roguelikes like Into the
Dead.
Gungeon.
I played Dead Cells.
I haven't played that. I saw
Dead Cells freaking good.
the trailer for it is a lot different than gameplay.
Yeah.
I played Into
Uh,
the Gungeon, which is
are you
pretty
talking
good.
about the animated trailers for
Yeah,
it? Oh yeah. The thing is that the game doesn't take itself super seriously.
I see.
That's why they're so silly and animated and stuff. And I know the art style of the game looks very different. It's a very fun game. I still love that game a lot. But
I
like,
I think it's
yeah, I
on
like Metroid.
Game Pass. I haven't played it.
I like Metroidvanias. So, oh yeah, I played Dead Cells through Game Pass.
Oh, nice.
Pretty worth it. It's worth it. It's fun. Similar to Hollow Knight, a lot of game.
Yeah.
uh,
Oh,
for for real, like even outside of the fact that like when you die you start back at the beginning. When you make a lot of progress and then like you look at the achievements because they have like, oh, you reached this level, you're like, holy freaking crap, there's this many levels left. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus freaking Christ. Yeah, it's
I
a big game. I love Dead Cells though.
I started playing Risk of Rain 2 recently.
uh, I have not played that game. I don't really know what it's about though.
It's another roguelike, but it's like a 3D shooter roguelike.
I'm gonna Google. Oh, this I do know this game. I haven't played it. I didn't know the name of it, but I do recognize it. Looks
Right.
cool though.
I recognize the name more than the game before I started playing it.
Yeah. Oh, this game looks dope. This is very much my style.
Yeah.
It's my
So
aesthetic. I like this a lot.
the thing with this one is that not only does it like the difficulty doesn't go up as you go through the levels, it goes
Mhm.
up over time.
Ah,
So
that's smart.
like
That's smart.
if you stay in the first level for an hour, you'll reach insane difficulty. And
That's
so
awesome. I
yeah,
love
the
that.
yeah, it really incentivizes you to go quickly through the game, and so you got to
Mhm.
balance getting items with going through the game so you don't die faster.
Okay, that sounds actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
Remember when we were talking about anime?
yeah, remember that. Um, I well, my list ran out of animes to talk about.
Oh, okay. But
Is
you
it?
can ask me other stuff. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Like
Have you
stuff I
played?
like.
Have you played
Yeah, or
One
yeah.
Shot?
I don't know that game, so the
No,
answer is no.
that's
Let me search it
another
up.
good game
One shot film, no game.
film.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I do know this game.
The cat guy.
Yes, I follow one of the developers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. I met one of them at a con because like one of the artists, and that's right. Okay, this makes sense now. So I met an artist. This is years ago at a con, and I bought something from them. And then this is and then they later were like, "Oh, I'm working on this game." So yeah, I do know this game,
Like
but I
they were
haven't played
working
it.
on One Shot.
Yeah, pretty much. Like they were an artist and stuff because yeah, they were an artist, and then I think a little afterwards they announced, "Oh, I'm working on this game," like as an art, like was as an art assistant or something like that. They were an artist on the game.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is because I was like, the thing is, like, I have them. So on Twitter, you can put like notifications when they tweet, so they have a separate tab when they tweet all your notifications for people. And I didn't recognize the account because they changed their profile picture to the cat guy. And then I was like, "Who is this?" And then I clicked. And I was like, "Oh, it's this guy." Okay. Oh, this makes sense.
One Shot
Uh,
is a pretty good game.
it looks. I like it. I like how it looks.
It's
Which isn't
a
surprising because I was a fan of the artist at that con. So,
yeah,
uh,
it's a puzzle
let me
game.
see. Oh, I love puzzle
Yeah,
games.
it's a puzzle story.
I'm someone that like I like it when it's gamey. Like if it's a video game in the biggest sense, either in puzzles or gameplay, that's what I like. So very much my thing.
It's
Um,
a primarily story before game, and then
that's fine
the
though.
game
Like
portion is puzzle. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Like, but I don't mind it. Like, one of my favorite games is Portal 2, and that game is like legit just like a massive puzzle game.
Yeah, that that's just a huge puzzle game. I
Oh, I love Portal 2. Would highly recommend it if you've never played it.
I've played Portal 1, and
Oh, oh, dude, you got to play Portal 2. It's so good. Uh,
I think I watched someone like most things are spoiled for me because I just
uh.
watch people play games, so I know about the whole Wheatley situation.
Well, it's more for the puzzles because the experience of
Yeah,
solving those puzzles is just so freaking great.
yeah, I probably
It's
wouldn't remember all of them, but
one of my favorite
there's
games.
there's one moment that's probably one of the greatest moments in gaming, which is the part where he kills you.
Ah, yes, you're right. That's such a good freaking
Just
moment.
the the joke just goes on it for like 5 layers, and it's hilarious.
The thing is, like, my favorite moment is the when the achievement pops because
Yeah,
it's
the
like
part where he kills you.
the part where it kills you. But then if you look at, have you ever like looked at the description for the achievement?
No.
Uh, it says this. It's like the part where it kills you is right now. That's literally the description. So it's super in the moment. So like
Yeah.
because if you like on Xbox, if an achievement pops and you press the button, like like you can see the full achievement for what unlocked it. It literally says it's like is right now, or like saying like it's happening right now, or like so if you press the button, there's an extra layer to the joke.
Wow.
Uh, so they
That's such
thought
a
it.
good joke.
Saul Show has one question. All right,
All
I
right.
have one answer.
Do you like Hawaii Punch or fish
Uh,
sticks?
I do like fish sticks, and I do like Hawaii Punch. Mm, mm. I don't know if those
Such
were the questions.
such questions.
It's very, very, very good questions. But yes, you can ask me more stuff of what I like and everything. I'm down. I've been having fun on the stream.
Yeah, me too. I well that's my whole list gone through. Let's see what Saul has to say if he ever. Did you watch Azoken?
Oh yeah, I love it. I love Keep Your Hands Off
I
Azoken.
I liked it.
I'm a big Science Saru nut. I love Science Saru. Mm,
I don't know who
they're
that is.
great.
I don't know anyone's
That
name.
is the that is no, that is the studio
Oh,
that
the
produced
studio.
Azoken. Yeah, they're producing a Scott Pilgrim anime now. Uh, so that's gonna be weird.
I know
Eh,
Tsukumizu.
Wait, are we talking about characters now, or?
No, so Tsukumizu is the guy that made Girls Last Tour, I think.
Ah, okay.
And in Azoken, at the end of every episode is a picture drawn by a random artist, and
Uh,
they did one of those.
oh, that's dope. But
I saw it on their Twitter before it went into the episode.
that's super cool. That's awesome.
TK Miz says the Dominator.
Uh,
He's the lore guy for this.
okay.
I've got
But
multiple lore guys for random things.
but that's fine. I have a trigger. I have a trigger expert in my life. I get it. Um, but I love Azoken. I enjoyed every second of it. It was really cool. And we have someone new in chat. Hello, welcome. Um,
Latham Delta LT4 Azen.
but I had a lot of fun with the show. I thought it was a nice, clever way to present basically anime production, and
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. But it was also a huge love letter to animation, which I thought was great. One of my favorite episodes is when they find the old studio by
Oh
that old
yeah.
studio that has basically cell animation, and I was like, oh my god, that's dope. It's freaking awesome. I was not expecting that they would that would appear in the anime.
I liked it
Um,
because of course, I didn't know much about how animation was made.
yeah. There's another show that if you want to kind of see about animation production, like you might be interested in it. Um,
What's that?
my friend senses a disturbance in the force because I'm about to recommend one of her favorite shows ever. Shirobako. She's been wanting me to watch it, and I know it's good, but it's pretty much a similar thing of what's it like to be in there and produce an anime and stuff, and it's really interesting, because the big difference is Azoken is basically like an indie group of people doing it, so it's, 3 or 4 people, so they have full creative control, right?
Mhm.
Shirobako is what if it's like a normal anime production and you're controlled by a bigger like studio or studio execs and you have to change things even though you don't want to. Like that's kind of another thing about Shirobako that makes it interesting.
Yeah,
Um
that's interesting.
it is. I have not watched it. I know I have to, and I know it's great, but if you like Dazoken, it's pretty much it's a good companion piece.
Something about Azoken. I rewatched it a few months ago, and
Nice.
the final the final product in the last episode,
Yes, was very good.
it was. I don't think I would be able to deduce that story if they hadn't explained it to me.
Yeah, that's true. It's been a hot minute, so I don't really remember what it was.
It was the one about the
Oh,
the water people and the earth people
yeah, yeah,
getting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember now. Yeah, I was like, yeah, it took a second.
Yeah. This guy in chat just gave the NFT a gun.
Oh no. Oh wait, just wait, really? Wait, I need to see this. Oh my god, it's now that image from wait, it's now that image from Hellboy. Uh, if you don't know it, I'm gonna change your life.
Oh, I'm about to see the greatest image ever.
Uh, wait, which one is it? Oh, here it is. It's from Hellboy, and it's freaking awesome. Oh, the best part about that set of panels is no matter what way what you read it
Yeah,
or organize it, it
I,
always works.
I was just thinking that I was like, it's funny if I read it manga way, because
Oh no, yeah,
he,
it's
he's
awesome.
he's surprised about the gun being shot, and then someone's like, "Is that a monkey?"
Oh wait, here's another good one. Uh, the, by the way, guys, Hellboy's good. Please read it. It's fantastic. Yeah, good ass comic. One of the few comics I like.
um,
I don't know
what?
if the guy was trying to replicate. I don't know if the guy needed just to put the Stonehenge guy after the gun, and he would have recreated the panel. Uh,
Oh yeah, the Stonehenge guy does look like Hellboy.
yeah, he was right there, guy. Uh,
I don't think I typed. I've been marking down the things you mentioned, and I don't think I got the shark girl.
oh,
Or
Hitomi-chan is Shy with Strangers. I sent you an image after the Neko arc to tempt you to read it.
yeah, I've been typing out. See, I've got that. I've got Lightworks. Please go home with Akutsu-san, Shirobako, and Hellboy.
Hellboy's a good time.
Nice.
Probably not the biggest thing on your priorities, but it's still a pretty great comic. Um,
I don't know much about him, but the character that I've seen has some pretty good character design.
oh yeah, Mike Mignola, he's the artist and writer for it. He's like amazing. I love his style. It's very distinct. One of the biggest things I kind of want out of the media that I prefer is a very strong style. And his stuff is unmatched in that like I've never found anything that looks close to it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, Hellboy's great. Um,
Have you seen
so
Evangelion?
I have not seen Evangelion
Oh,
because I have not seen it for the reason that I'm like, hey, can y'all put the original dub available somewhere and then I'll watch it officially.
oh
And
yeah,
they have not done, and
I
they have
forgot.
not done it.
You said in a video that you watch dubs a lot.
I do watch dubs just because I'm lazy and I don't want to read subtitles. Uh,
I watch subs.
that's fine. I don't care.
Um,
Like it's not an important deal.
yeah,
It doesn't
it's
matter.
not a huge deal. But
It doesn't matter.
recently,
Yeah,
I was watching Death
yeah. What's
Note with a group of friends,
uh-huh.
and they they basically forced me to watch the dub. I was like, sure, fine. And it was pretty good.
Yeah, the dubs. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something controversial. I have seen Kill Me Baby. I did not like that show.
Oh, he is about to tear you a new one.
I didn't like it. I didn't think it was. I didn't find it funny. Um.
Yeah, he has a
Also,
lot
the
of Kill Me Baby videos.
um. It is like me. It is like super memey. Like you could
Yeah.
make so many memes out of it. Um. But crap. What were they talking about? Oh yeah, dubs. Um. I'm gonna say something controversial. All right, get ready.
Yep.
Most dubs are at bet are like decent at minimum. I know, crazy freaking concept. I know. Uh, they're not. By the way, the controversial thing is that they're not bad. But I'm not saying they're good either because I can't even say that. Uh, but yeah, I'm just like they're decent at minimum. That's about it.
I've heard some pretty bad dubs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Like
a
there
thing. But
yeah, there's
yeah,
always
there
gonna
are.
be a bad if there's anything, there's gonna be a bad.
My whole thing with it is like if we go back to the 90s and look at the amount of dubs that were released back then, most of those were not good.
Oh yeah.
If we go now in comparison, there's a lot more dubs. And by definition, most of those are at least better than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my thing. So that's it. Like that's my whole thing with it. I hate when I'm talking to somebody and I'm like, "Oh, I watch dubs," and then they go this whole thing like dubs are so bad. I'm like, I don't freaking dude. Why are we talking about this? I don't freaking care. Like now you're just crapping on a thing I like. Do you not see the optics? What the freaking hell?
It was weird watching Squid Game dubbed
Yeah,
because
but that's a live action show. That one's weirder.
like with actual humans speaking, it's a lot easier to see the lip sync disparity.
Yeah, I get that. CG anime does that too though, because like it's not lip flaps. There's an actual like
Yeah.
more in there's more minute like movements in like lips in the mouth, so they're not gonna be exact. Um, but yeah, no, I watch a lot of things. I watch things in English. I prefer it, and my favorite thing will still be to this day that I will make a video on a show. I will show clips in English. The entire video will be an argument or a conversation on why this thing is good. And then someone will be like, ew, you used the English dub. And I was like, 10 out of 10 comment guy. Totally helpful.
Yeah.
I have watched Squid Girl. I love Squid Girl. I have it on Blu ray. Freaking great. Funny show.
I've not seen Squid Girl.
It's very funny. It's very, very funny. Um, it's a good time. You can watch clips of it on YouTube. It's really funny. Um, But yeah, I like dubs. Sue me, I guess. I'm sorry for being lame, stupid. I don't know.
It's a
Like,
it,
yeah, I don't know. Like, it's.
it's a
I don't know why it's
little.
such. I don't know. I don't know why it's such a big deal. It's so stupid.
It's not really a huge deal to me, but
That's nice, but I meet people to this day.
yeah, to me it's always so weird that being so invested about how other people consume media.
The weird thing is, it's like they act like the dub gets rid of the sub, and I'm like, no, it's an option.
Yeah,
It's like
it's just an option.
it's just a preference. It doesn't matter.
Like
You know what I mean?
when I watched Evangelion on Netflix, I watched it subbed.
Well, that's oh, yeah. There's only so much you can do. Uh,
Yeah.
well,
Um,
cause like, well, I don't know, like, cause Netflix changed. Well, oh wait, did you watch Ava when it first came out on Netflix, or when did you watch it?
I don't remember. I think it was just before my senior year, so a couple of years ago.
Okay, so well, it's because when Ava dropped on Netflix, they changed the subtitle track, so it was less accurate to the original
I
one from the
I hear
90s.
a lot about that, about how they made the situation with Kaworu, however that's
Yeah,
pronounced,
Kowdo.
less romantic.
Yeah,
Because
they
they're like,
got
oh,
they made
gay
it
people.
they made it less gay, which is weird because in
It,
the one from the 90s is more gay representation than the one from 2020 from
yeah,
2019,
it's
which
so
is
weird.
like, guys, hello, what the frick, what?
Which and because they do that, it basically estranges the whole plot of, or the point of when he
Yeah,
has to kill him, because
yeah,
it's less impactful. I think
it's
I have an image
freaking.
of that saved because it's such a profound
Oh, you watched
moment.
Evangelion before Netflix? Good, you watched the correct version. Don't watch the Netflix version. It sucks. I'm still pissed at the Blu-ray. The Ava Blu-ray we have is the Netflix version. It's like freaking Christ. Eh. And it's so stupid because they dubbed it with a new cast of people. So not the iconic voice cast, and they changed the original subtitles. And then for the movie, the last Ava movie, Once Upon a Thrice, they got back the original dub cast and subtitle people, and it's like, what was the point of that?
I haven't seen any of the movies except for End of Evangelion.
Um, I haven't watched anything, but my friend watched all of the movies, and he told me this about the last movie. Um, it's not a spoiler. He said like the final movie makes all the endings from all the other movies and the anime canon. So I don't know what that means, but that's what he said. Uh, so
That's it. Evangelion is a huge convoluted mess
it
of a
is.
story, but it's quite interesting. Like I
I know.
remember after I watched it, I started watching lore videos, and I was like, I did not get any of this from the show.
Uh, wait. I'm reading in chat. Subtitles are only appear in Minecraft. I watched it before it was on Netflix. Blu-ray always sucks, especially the JoJo Blu-ray. Why did they change the VAs? What do you mean they changed the VAs for JoJo Blu-ray? I don't know what you
did
mean.
they? Did they? I don't know about that.
It depend. Like, does he mean? Like the English dub voices or the Japanese voices, or like what does he mean? That's my question. Uh,
This other guy wants to know if you've seen Family Guy.
Yeah, I have seen Family Guy.
Yeah,
Um, uh,
it's kind of hard to avoid Family Guy.
it is very hard to avoid Family Guy.
It's like
Uh,
it's like The Simpsons, but not.
I watched Family Guy. The first four seasons are good. Everything after that is not great.
I've not watched Family Guy sequentially like that. Just whenever an episode pops up.
Um, the first four seasons, you can tell there's more thought put into it because the characters have more personality.
Hmm.
So that's why it's better. The reason they changed the Evangelion actors was because apparently, Studio Kara wanted to do their own dub, wanted to produce their own dub with subtitles and stuff. Um, apparently, apparently, but also the original voice cast of Ava was like, hey, if you're gonna redub it, can we at least re-audition for our characters? And apparently, because Amanda Wynn Lee, Asuka, or not Asuka's voice actor, Ray's original voice actor, was like, oh yeah, they only did it because we were bothering them about it. They weren't even gonna let us audition. So apparently they weren't even gonna try to get like the original voice cast back for it.
And that's so weird.
Yeah, it's weird. And then I think Studio Kara saw no one liked it, so they were like, all right, we're getting everyone back for the final movie. Mm. But now the dub's a mess. It's so stupid. Freaking Christ.
I hate when
Licensing, yeah.
I hate when scripts, or like the script is changed in
Uh-huh.
in a, like, you know that moment in
You're gonna say it.
Dragon
You're gonna. I knew it.
Dragon Maid.
I knew it. I was like, is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say it? He did say
Oh,
it.
that pesky patriarchal society demand.
Yeah, that's stupid. What the friggin' heck?
Wait, when she's specifically supposed to be someone who knows nothing about human culture.
That line, so there's actually a good YouTube video on it by the Cartoon Cipher. He does videos on dubs and he talks about it. It's a very good video. But here's the thing. I have actually met the scriptwriter and also the voice of Lukua IRL.
Really?
Uh, yes, I have. She's really nice. She's very pleasant and everything. And even me, and by the way, she's actually a good scriptwriter. Like, I'm not even trying to be biased or anything. Like, she actually has done really good jobs. She one time wrote an entire fake language for one anime because they were like, "Hey, they speak a fake language that doesn't exist."
Like The Sims?
It's like, yeah, yeah, she did. So like, Devil's a part timer.
I
It's
know about
McDonald's
some characters from it.
McDonald's Satan. Um,
McDonald's Satan.
so in the subversion, they speak a fake language that isn't Japanese because they're all speaking Japanese. So in the dub, they're like, well, we can't just reuse that language. So she made her own language for it. And it's really good. She's actually a great scriptwriter. And I don't understand why she did that. I don't know why she did that. I don't get why she did that. And I was just like, you are aware that like you've now just added on to a reason why dubs are bad, quote unquote, which isn't good. And two, at first when I saw it, I was like, oh, maybe it's like
Outside
maybe
pressure?
below. No, maybe it, or I was thinking maybe it's like a little over exaggerated and stuff, and maybe the original translation is a little closer to all that stuff. And then I watched it and I was like, this is not at all the same. What the freaking hell? Why'd you do this? And everything. So I was so confused with that. I was so confused. And I'm annoyed because the entire conversation around it is so muddied that like it's impossible to actually talk to her about it. It's so super
Yeah.
it bothers me so much. But yeah, no, even me, I'm like, I like dubs. I was like, I don't know what happened over here. This is not at all the same. I don't know how people were like, oh yeah, let that go through. What? So stupid.
There's always
And I
a
still like,
moment where someone just gets through.
yeah, and then I still like her, and I still like her, but it's like I'm still like, I want to ask her one day. It's
What was up with that?
like yes, but I want to be because she's been bothered by it forever, and
Oh,
it's like I want like I don't know how to do it in a way where it's like, look, dude, like I'm not an ass. I like your stuff, everything. I just want to know like what was the thought process behind it. But it's such a touchy subject now; it's impossible.
yeah.
But yes, no, like that's a hardcore extreme with most of they're not on that level.
Yeah, I don't expect them all to be on that level. But,
But but yeah, like no, like it's such an extreme thing. I was like, what the freaking hell happened with that?
in chat earlier, I think I read someone say Goku solos JoJo.
Yeah, I don't know that like is that really a comparison? He's literally a space alien.
Yeah, but yeah, he's literally a space alien.
He's a space alien, and one of the things with his race is that if he loses like a fight and his body recovers, he comes back even stronger. So it's
Yeah,
like, hello.
I don't think any JoJo character has been to space.
Well, one of them has, but he's frozen.
Well, I mean like the main cast,
Yeah, yeah,
but I
yeah.
mean even all of JoJo, every single JoJo character and human on Earth in the JoJo universe, Goku solos them. Like it,
Probably,
no comparison.
probably.
He would just have to blow up Earth. I mean, they're all
Yeah,
human.
yeah, probably.
JoJo have a Requiem and Over Heaven, yeah, but nobody would have Over Heaven at that moment. Yeah, Requiem might complicate the situation, but I don't think it would be any problem for Goku. You know about you watched five, right? You know about the
I
Requiem.
did watch.
Yeah.
I did watch five. Requiem is so weird.
So
The-
it's
the-
really weird, and
it's very weird.
what the Requiem transformation does in universe is it gives you the ability to overcome whatever situation you're in at that time. And
Yeah.
in the moment you stab your stand with the arrow, it gives you whatever you need for that specific situation. And then that is your Requiem forever.
Okay.
So like you saw the first time he did it to Silver Chariot, it was it was weird because he wasn't in any danger. There was no really situation, and so it defaulted to just putting everything to sleep.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And then the second time he tried it on Chariot, he died at the same time, which really messed with it. And so what it did was to save him, it put him out of his body into a different body and kind of messed with everyone else in the vicinity.
Yeah.
This guy knows a lot about JoJo.
Yeah, I could tell. I don't really keep up with it, so I don't have much to say.
As far as I know, what I said was correct, and that's all that matters. Because I'm always correct. That's a joke.
May I ask you what anime do you like?
Um, I like JoJo. That's
Yeah, I
that's
know.
kind of a bland answer, but JoJo's pretty good. I liked Gurren Lagann. I think that's in
Gurren
my
Lagann.
favorites.
Yeah, it's a goodie.
Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, Gurren Lagann's awesome. I
Okay,
love Gurren Lagann.
'Cause I keep pronouncing it Gurren Lagann. I saw your favorite character was Simone.
Yeah,
Mine's Kamina, which is
that's
a little
valid.
bland. Yeah, it's it's quite profound to see how the energy of the group changed after Kamina,
Yeah,
because he carried all the energy.
he did. He was the glue that stuck everybody together.
Yeah.
I liked Simone because I don't know. I enjoyed seeing his arc and like him growing
Yeah, he
specifically.
did have a great arc, and that
Because
little drill charm is quite
yeah.
novel.
Oh, one of my favorite things my friend ever said about Gurren Lagann was like of you know that meme of like the tiny domino like falling and it leads to like a giant domino.
Yeah,
It's like I don't know if you've seen. He's just
that's
like
basically Gurren Lagann.
it's Gurren Lagann because he's just like he's like remember Simon just liked digging just because he liked it. He just fat like if he didn't like digging, the entire universe would be completely different. Uh,
Yeah,
And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. He just liked digging. He didn't even have to do it for a job or anything. He just liked digging.
but I think it's
Um,
quite an inevitable conclusion, especially seeing how many other spiral races got quite far.
yeah, yeah, like that was a crazy moment when it's just like, oh yeah, you're not the first, and I was like, holy freaking crap.
That was an
Uh,
amazing moment. Like it really, the world building, the universe building, amazing.
my favorite thing is that it managed to get a fight the size of the universe, and I was never like out of the moment. I was just like, yeah, I totally believe this.
Yeah,
Uh,
my friend that I was watching it with, he was like, the speed of light would really complicate this. I was like, well,
it's
shut
just
up.
like, yeah, 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 yeah. It's just like
Basically,
kick logic out,
yeah, basically shut up.
and do the
It's
impossible.
they're do
Uh,
the impossible. Yeah,
um, the ending of Gurren is still also one of my favorites. In like anything, honestly.
yeah. I the
Uh,
the movie ending is a lot
no,
better.
I have to watch it then.
The the one where he actually gets out himself and fights a slugfest with the anti-spiral guy.
I've seen it, but I've never seen it like in context to it.
Okay,
But I've
that's
seen it.
that's the movie ending, and I really like it because in the show ending, he kills him in Lagan, and I really
Yeah.
like how in the movie it really goes that extra step to where it's just two dudes battling it out at the end.
Well, it's the representation of like their ideals, like literally in the biggest sense of like he like Simon's fighting for what he believes in, so like and then he's fighting for what he believes in.
Yeah,
Like it's as pure as it can get, which is why it's really good.
and it really brought
Well,
me back to to see Simone fighting like that. It really brought me back to Kamina
yeah,
when he was
it was really good.
fighting Vito. however it's pronounced.
Viral.
Viral, which was also a great moment.
It was a good moment. Yeah.
Uh, for
Well,
it's quite funny
yeah.
how in the mecha anime the moments that really got me were two dudes slugging it out.
Well, because the kind of the thing, like, so the bigger thing with mecha anime is again, like, they're massive allegories. The
Yeah,
mechas represent something, and then the human itself is like the core. Like, it's not subtle, but like the human is like the heart of the idea.
yeah,
So like at the end of the day, when it's like a person fighting a person, like it's like, okay, we've stripped everything down, and it is whose ideal is stronger and who believes in it more. And that's like the beauty of mecha anime.
yeah.
That's why it's so freaking great.
Especially with like Simone's Gundam being so small,
Hey, Code Geass. Well, yeah, that's the thing though. Like, yeah, like
kind
there's
of
value because
represents them. Yeah,
yeah, because think about it like this, like theming, my favorite thing. Kamina was the, he was a Gurren. He was the big giant robot with the giant sunglasses,
yeah,
the very flashy thing. And then Simon was like the tiny weak little, like, tiny little weak robot. And it's like, if like there's something of value in that, no one can drive Logon except like Simon, like, really well.
yeah,
But anyone throughout the show can drive Gurren incredibly well. Like it was a nice subtle way to present, like, hey, like, even though Kamina's gone, he was never the guy that was gonna get him there. Like, he was lacking something. Simon had like that potential. He kept digging. Like, again, it's also even like presented at the beginning of the show. Like, he kept digging just because he liked it, even though everyone else gave up or no
yeah.
one cared about it.
And that,
Guys, Gurren Lagann isn't just giant robots punching. There's a lot of
yeah,
clever
there's a
theming and
lot
subtlety.
into it.
There's a lot of clever theming and subtlety. It's freaking great.
Especially that moment when they're all in dreams.
Yeah.
That
Oh yeah,
like all the
that's
all the
good.
metaphors in that moment with the different Kamina being like a huge suck up, and he's like, which one do you want?
Yeah, it's really good. So you watched Ava for the first time, like when it came out around Netflix, right? Like a little after, right?
Yeah,
So do you know of the how it relates to Gurren Lagann? Like why, like, about like the slight history there? I'm just wondering if you know about that.
I
Uh,
do not know about any correlation between Eva and Gurren Lagann.
Okay, so it's gonna make a lot of sense all of a sudden. But so Hiruka Maishi is the
Oh, the
director
big
of.
robots! I get it.
No, okay, haha, not that, not that. So Hiruka Maishi was the director of Gurren Lagann, but he got his start in the industry storyboarding Neon Genesis Evangelion. That literally was like the first or second thing he ever worked on when he got into anime. And they're both by Gainax. So I'm pretty sure you know that Evangelion is like a deconstruction of mecha anime and everything, right? Like, I
Yeah.
think you get that part. So with Gurren Lagann, going back to that thing you said where it was really well thought out, um, Hiruko Maishi, since he worked on Ava, like after Ava came out, it kind of changed mecha for a little bit of time, and an industry following trends, Ava being huge, more mecha animes were being made, but it was all being depressing and sad and like basically being like doing the thing that Ava did, right?
Hmm.
Um, so when Hiroyuki Maishi made Gurren, he wanted to do a reconstruction of mecha anime. He wanted to do the antithesis of what Ava was. He wanted to be like, I want to make a mecha anime that's epic and cool and colorful and has life, but still has like messaging and theming because you can still do both.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that now.
Yeah.
Was that like he wanted to be like mechas can still be cool and fun, but they can also still be like, like still be deep and whatever. And that's why Gurren is the way it is. That's why all the cliches that you didn't like about, like some of the cliches that you weren't that fond of Gurren.
Like
That's why they're
the
like,
bathhouse episode.
yeah, like that's why they're there because he wanted to make a mecha anime that was like mecha is awesome and fun and cool. Like that's the whole reason he made Gurren Lagann.
That's pretty cool.
Because yeah, he made it as like now that you've watched both,
Yeah.
you can see that it's like, oh yeah, they are two sides of the same coin. Like they're meant to be opposites. That like that's the thing. Like that's the thing. Um But yeah, no, like that's why Gurren is the way it is. He wanted to basically that's why Gurren like that's why like Gurren has giant drills because if you go back to the 90s and 80s, there's tons of mecha with giant drills that are stupid, and Hiruko Maishi loves that crap. And that's why he's like, I wanted to give a giant freaking drills. And it's like, yeah, Gurren is like this massive thing of like, I just wanted to make mecha anime that's cool and
Yeah.
fun and joyful, which is the opposite of Eva. And
It,
he ended up save I'm gonna shut up about my TED talk right now. And he ended up saving the mecha genre because it balanced out. We now have both serious depressing mecha and we have fun and joyful mecha. You know, like he balanced it out. He showed that you can this is still viable today. Mm, I'm sorry, I was talking about that for a while.
yeah.
uh,
No, that's fine. It was pretty cool. There are a lot of epic moments in Gurren Lagann,
yeah.
and like the the power scaling of just it gets
Yeah.
so absolutely massive.
Yeah, but yeah, it's awesome though. It's great.
And
Uh,
no, one of the best moments, a few of the best moments in the giant space is when Gurren Lagann, the mecha itself, seats into a passenger seat
yes, it's
of the
awesome.
huge one, and then that one sits into the moon-sized one, and
Yes.
then it just goes up, and then there are plenty of great moments on the human scale, like the battle. It's a lot of punching. Punching is a lot of the greater moments, like the two battles, like the Kamina viral battle, and then
Oh
Simone
yeah, that's great.
anti-spiral battle, and then
Holy crap, monkey.
that's a lot of Monkey Tower.
Return
Um,
to monkey.
and then the two moments where they just get punched in the face, just cause, like
Yeah.
when Kamina punches Simone in the face, and when Simone punches the
Oh, Rossio? Yeah.
yeah that guy Ralsei from
Yeah.
Undertale from Deltarune. Um, that was a great moment. And
Yeah.
the first time I watched it, I didn't quite understand the teleportation thing, but the second time
Uh
it made more sense because
oh, okay.
I was reading well a couple or a few years ago I read up on quantum mechanics a bit, and so the stuff he said made more sense.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, Gurren has so much substance. I love Gurren Lagann to
Yeah.
this day. It's freaking great. Like the last thing about it and going back to that whole thing about like, like he wanted to make the antithesis of Eva, like the show knows it's stupid. Like it
Yeah.
knows it's dumb. Like it knows it's dumb, but that doesn't stop it from being like, hey, like, yeah, we know we're stupid, but we can still be insightful and smart. Like that's the thing I love so much about Gurren Lagann. Like they're the term I took from like a developer from one of my favorite video games. Um the game is like Doom, like the Doom remake. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite games. But one of the developers was talking about like the story, and he was like, we're like smart dumb smart, where it's like it looks dumb at first glance and start on the surface level. But if you actually take your time to look at it, there's actually a lot of smart substance beneath the surface.
That's
And
kind
like
of
to
like
me, I'm like, that's like Gurren Lagann for me. Like that's why I like that's Gurren Lagann in my opinion. Like that's what I think it is perfectly. Um,
I think dumb smart perfectly like just the phrase itself perfectly encapsulates young Joseph.
you're right.
The whole
That's
like,
great.
oh,
Dumb,
I outsmarted,
dumb.
you're outsmarting.
Yes, dumb smart is a great way to describe it. Um, by the way, I think you can tell, but it's like I do a lot of research of
Yeah,
anime, so I know a lot of things. I don't, but I don't want to just be the guy like explaining stuff. So I try not to do it all the time.
I don't do a
Um,
whole lot of research.
oh, I kind of have to for videos. Like
Yeah,
that's the thing. Um, but I also like I just like it. I find it interesting. Um,
there are some
but
times
yeah.
when I kind of want to get into that longer video type of space. Um, one specifically was about one shot that game because
Hmm.
I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the story.
Yeah.
I think I still have the recording of when I played it. I recorded the whole my whole experience playing it, and I think it's 5 hours of footage. And I started recording it because if you don't know much about One Shot, this isn't really a spoiler because it's introduced immediately. It's a fourth wall kind of game,
Okay.
and at first I pirated it, and when I opened the game, it opened just fine, but there was something I missed at the beginning, like the opening sequence, and whenever I closed the game and opened it back up, it didn't start back at the menu. It just started exactly where it was when I closed it,
Oh.
and it said the character felt uneasy, and I was like, "This is absolutely baller." At that very moment, I went to Steam and bought the game, and then
Oh,
started playing it.
that's
That
awesome.
and that might seem dickish of me to like only pay for a game after.
Well, yeah, demos don't exist anymore, so you don't really
Yeah,
have any
I
options.
guess. This guy in
Oh,
chat
Balloon
is
Tower Defense. I remember Balloon Tower Defense.
a
That's an old
friend
ass
of
game.
mine. I think Dominator. He still plays Bloons Tower Defense 6.
Tower Defense games are dope though. I love them.
Yeah, they're pretty fun for a while, but it's kind of they're roguelike.
They
I'd
are
say
pretty
they're
much.
roguelike. But so the thing with that is that every time you play it takes a while, and it
Yeah.
takes a lot of thinking. Oh, there's Dominator, Bloon Tower Defense.
What do you mean demos? Most games don't have demos. That's just kind of how it is.
I think they're I've seen a lot of demos on like Nintendo Switch games, but not much
Yeah,
else.
but
Not much else.
not on like Steam or
Yeah,
Xbox or PlayStation. Those don't really exist. They got phased out. I don't really get why. Well, I know why, because if you try the game out before you play it and you realize you don't like it, you're not gonna buy it, and it makes sense.
yeah. But also, I mean, that decentivizes buying games. That's really like an incentive for piracy because you don't know what a game is, and you can't know what a game is until you pay
Yeah,
$60 for it.
yeah, it's really dumb.
You got anything?
Oh, sorry. I don't know. Just waiting to see if you had anything else to
Yeah,
ask me.
I'm trying to think. I know
You
I
have
went
my
through all
M
my
A
notes.
you
What?
have my MAL. You can ask me. You can judge my taste if you
Oh
want,
yeah,
or ask me other stuff.
I'll judge your taste.
You can if you want.
Let's see. Kintama, I have not seen that. Uh, Toradora,
Best
I have not
anime.
seen that. Defrag,
They're
I have
really
also
good.
not seen that.
Which Defrag is a fun comedy. I made a video on it. They're the video for that one. That's an easy one.
I'm not super deep into the anime world. I was kind
Oh,
of
that's interesting. That's interesting because like your memes are very anime based.
yeah, they are. That's because if you saw my really early ones, they're all about the Astolfo bean plushie.
I saw that.
Yeah, and
That was
I kind of got like train tracked into that because those for a long time those were the only ones that got views because that's basically my audience. And
that's
then
funny.
I just started making ones about whatever I thought might be similar enough to get views.
The Nagatoro one's really busy or have a lot.
Oh yeah, the most viewed one. I don't like that one because it
Which one?
the one that has hooked on a feeling.
Oh, the one with hooked on a feeling.
Yeah, because I mean it blew up. You saw that, but I know I could do better. Like
Still
on
pretty good
that
though.
yeah, but I when I went through I cropped her out of every manga panel like going
Oh,
through and when I made that video, I went in order, and what I really should have done was isolate the quality ones because there's a lot of really low quality images in that video, and I should have isolated the quality ones and used those ones. And also, the timing is off for a few of it.
I like Lupin the Third. I'm dipping my toe into that, but I'm really digging it.
It's I've seen clips. It looks really nice. Um,
Well, there's a lot of Lupin though.
the
Uh,
I've seen clips from the 2D animated ones, the 3D animated ones, and I don't know where I should start, but if I
uh,
start on my own, I'll watch the 3D one because that one looks really nice to me.
I can give you a suggestion if you want a good place to
Sure.
start. Because I got into it recently, 2 years ago. So, spoiler: Lupin's existed for 50 years. They turned 50 this year.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a big franchise, so it's very intimidating. But a great place to start is, in my opinion, Lupin the Third Part 4, because it is modern Lupin, but it's still very accessible. So you get a nice simple rundown of all the characters, the dynamics, um, motivation, everything, but it's done in a very but it's done with modern animation, modern art. It's great. It's a solid 24 episodes, and you then can go to part 5, because that was done on an anniversary. So there's a lot of throwback episodes in part 5 that give you a taste of what the really old episodes are like. So they recreate episodes from the 60s, from the 60s, from the 70s show, from the 80s show, from the 90s show, and it's a great way to taste test the entire franchise. But yeah, part 4 is a solid place to start in my opinion. And it's really good. And then you go to part 5 and you're like, wow, it's even better than part 4. What the freaking heck? Because I was
that
blown away by part 5.
that seems like when I was trying to get into Doctor Who.
I guess I could see that. But the thing is, Lupin is such broad setup in characters, because they're just thieves, that almost all the entries are very like, once you know who they are, you can get into the story really easily. That's the easy thing. Because they're the very vague continuity. Very vague. And I say very vague as in, like, they almost never until recently have shown modern technology. It's heavily implied in the later entries that it exists, but it makes it that you can watch the old stuff and then hop to the new stuff, and it doesn't really feel like it's contradicting itself. It's very vaguely like connected, so you can kind of hop anywhere. Um, but I would recommend part 4. Part 4 is really good, and then you go to part 5 because they have those throwback anniversary episodes. Uh,
Oh, nice. So that
and then
that
you can go to the movies, and the movies are great. I have a few of them. But yeah, Lupin is great. I love Lupin the Third.
I have that marked down. Lupin the Third Part 4.
Yeah. I know the part 4 seems like, oh, maybe I should start at part 1. You don't want to do that.
All right. So someone in the comments just said, I don't want something like not watching season 1 of JoJo thing to happen.
the thing is, Lupin has existed for a long time, that it's evolved in the last couple decades. So, like, starting at the beginning is not the best place to start. Is not the best place. Also, the first part is a little outdated because it was made during the 70s. There's some things that are a little sexist, and those things
Uh,
a little not great.
a little
But what?
a little messy wessy.
Yes. But again, it was in a similar sense to Looney Tunes. It was made at a particular time,
Yeah.
and you can understand that and get that. Um, but the franchise really hit its stride in the post 2000s. That's where it really, to me, like, found some of the best crap that's ever been made of it. But part 4 is awesome, and if you like it, hop to part 5. There is one thing I will say about part 4, and it is actually a big thing. Um, Lupin is very popular in Europe, primarily Italy, because the entire show takes place in Europe.
Hmm.
I don't think it's a shocker. Um, but with part 4, it was produced with the Italian government. So there's 2 cuts of part 4. There is the Italian cut and the Japanese cut. The Japanese cut has slightly different music and slightly different scenes. So if you watch the subversion, you're getting that. If you watch the dub, which is really good, you're getting the Italian cut, which is slightly different. So that's the last thing I just want to mention. If you watch part 4, it's only ever happened for that one series. It's a lot of information. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sorry.
I was just
It's a
reading
lot.
this guy in chat. He says, "Why exactly is it not good to start from the start?" And I think you explained that pretty well. So I don't know what they're confused about.
So to put it in the reference to JoJo, the tone of part 1 is just slow, but the tone and style of JoJo is still consistent throughout the entire franchise. I think it's fair to say that, right?
Yeah.
JoJo or Lupin is not like that. After part 1 and 2, they started giving the creators complete reign to do whatever they want with Lupin the Third. Um, so it's just evolved so different from what it initially is. That's like why it's not the best place to start, you know? Um, because spoiler, it was a manga and they adapted all of the manga or most of it.
Mhm.
And they were like, well, crap, we want to make more Lupin, but there's no more. So they're like, what if we just let the creators do whatever they want and make different entries in different movies? And they're like, dope, let's do that. And that's what Lupin is now. It's just it's a creative playground for anyone that wants to do something with the franchise.
That's pretty cool.
Um,
That seems like canonical parodies.
not really parodies, because like most of Lupin is being very respectful to each other. That's kind of the thing. Even the retro episodes in part 5 were like they feel like episodes from those individual series. Um, because they took their time to replicate it very well. Um, but yeah, that's why like part 1 is not the best place to start. Maybe like Castle Cagliostro is fantastic. It's Miyazaki's directorial debut. Um, his theatrical debut was a Lupin the Third movie, and it's really good. Modern Lupin Part 4 and Part 4 is a great place to start. That's where I started. Um, Even the CGI movie is great. There's a lot of places to start with Lupin the Third. Um, Part 2 is good. If Let me see. I want to make sure I have the right part.
So you said like after watching part 4 and some stuff, then going back to the earlier parts is fine.
Yeah, you can after part 4, which is to me a very great entry point,
I see.
or part 4 and then part 5, because again, the retro episodes are basically making you taste test those other like entries in really clever ways. After those 2, you can just kind of hop wherever you want, because you have a grasp on the characters, you have a grasp on the dynamics, you have um an understanding of it can be serious, it can be funny, and it's a really good time. I think like part 4 and part 5 are awesome. I think they're both solid.
Nice. Also, there's some people being loud in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but just warning in case they get really loud. I think my brother's having a party actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, part 2. Yeah, part 2 is great. Part 2 is a good one.
Nice.
Um, Part 2 is old, but not that old. So it's in that nice sweet spot where it's like it's visually outdated because it's a classic show, but it still has its charm. It's not like outdated on the writing of part 1. Um, which one's part 3? Crap, I have to remember.
I see.
By the way, if you watch part 2, the dub is actually great because they rewrote a lot of the script and made it much funnier, but still accurate. So it's still a good time. By the way, Lupin has a good dub. If you ever want to watch the dub, I know you don't care, but the dub of Lupin the Third is great.
What are
Oh yeah, part 3 is good too. Part 2 and 3 are very much like companion pieces. They're really very much right next to each other. Part 1 is the rough one, and then after that,
I see.
oh yeah, right. Part 2 and 3, yeah, and then part 4 is great. Yeah, yeah, those are all good. Part 1 is the only rough one. There's also movies. You can hop into the movies. Too. There's a lot of them. But yeah, there's a lot to work with Lupin the Third.
I think I remember in a video there you said there was one series that was very convoluted to get into. I think it was Monogatari,
Yes, Monogatari Super. There's that one has a watch order. Lupin doesn't even have that.
because I can't remember. Uh, Most of the update videos I watched were like 2 years ago. So have you gotten into that yet?
I haven't. I haven't. I'm sorry. The funny thing is, I have a giant poster of a Monogatari movie in my room on my wall because I won it in a contest, but I've never watched it. Mm.
On my wall, I have nothing. Actually, on my desk, I have a painting that I found in a thrift shop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Other than that, pretty much nothing. I have some paintings that I mean to put up, and it's of all the Beatles. What kind of music do you listen to?
On honestly, I listen to kind of a little bit of everything. There's not a particular genre that I'm really into.
Yeah,
I guess I do like anything that's funky. Um
yeah, like fun music.
uh, yeah, I like fun energetic music. Also like grunge type stuff isn't bad. Um if you don't know what grunge is, just watch the opening sequence of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Um that will give you an idea of what that is.
I have quite a wide range of stuff I listen to. Like even just listening to stuff ironically is kind of funny. But there's, I mean, the base of music anywhere. The Beatles.
Okay. Yeah.
There's uh, I like jazz as well. I was in jazz classes during school,
Oh, that's
but
cool.
my radio doesn't go low enough for a jazz station, so I listen to classical in the car. Uh, some guy that was teaching me blacksmithing, he put on Mongolian throat singing metal music.
Oh my god, Doom. Uh, you think I'm joking, but that is a thing the composer
Yeah.
did at one point.
Um, freeform jazz, which
Freeform
is
jazz. Uh,
which is absolutely not a bop, but it's funny to listen to because there's no sheet music, nothing,
oh,
just
okay.
a bunch of dudes playing whatever they want. Did you hear that?
I think it did.
So someone just shouted in the background. Um,
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy, but there's a 30-minute freeform jazz that I listened to to see if it would change me in any way, and it didn't, because because I thought it was just funny. As for like indie music, like I said earlier, indie music's pretty good. Undertale, the whole Undertale soundtrack, anything
Oh
Toby
yeah, I know that.
Fox, great music.
Video game music is dope. Sunset Overdrive is one of my favorite games, and that is super grunge, which is very basic of me. Um,
Oh,
River
the
City Girls.
River City Girls
What's up?
soundtrack.
Yeah, River City Girls. I have a physical version of the soundtrack.
Nice.
Uh,
I never like buy soundtracks or
um,
physical copies of anything.
I'm a big physical media guy, so I like it. I like doing that.
If I were to buy a physical copy of any anime, it would be Gurren Lagann on video, and if I were to buy any manga, it would probably be Nagatoro.
Nagatoro is pretty good. It's pretty great. But yeah, no, I'm a big media guy, so I have a lot of physical media. Um,
This
I
guy's
do like
asking.
sound. Yeah, what's up?
This guy's asking if we played Risk of Rain 2. I have, and I don't think you have.
I have not. I'm sorry.
Okay. So what were we gonna say?
I do like soundtracks. I actually am weird, and I prefer soundtracks from like media rather than like actual songs with lyrics.
Oh,
Um,
um, like non-lyrical music, I like a lot. I don't really like
y-
lyrics much, and that's mostly why I got into jazz and classical.
No, I still like lyrics. I still like lyrics, but I personally like. I'm someone that I like seeing music in like a bigger piece of something. Like I like when a song is used to like set a atmosphere or set like set an atmosphere or like a feeling and stuff. And like that's why I like soundtracks from
Yeah,
like TV shows and movies a lot more. Um.
because the
So yeah, yeah,
those ones they there's like a sort of restriction placed on them that really brings out creativity, where they have to
yeah.
convey a message without words.
Yeah, I say this a lot, and I think I say it in my Comey video too, where it's like when you limit someone, you force them to be more creative.
Yeah,
Um, and that's why I like OSTs a lot more. But yeah, no, I have a lot of soundtracks from like anime that I really like.
there's a lot of examples of that, like limited breeding creativity,
Yeah,
like in Evangelion.
are you gonna talk
They
about the last? Are you gonna talk about the last couple episodes?
the last couple episodes, those aren't even canon anymore, I don't think. But I'm talking
The
about the elevator scene moments where
oh yeah, right.
they had to stretch the episode, but they did it in a way that was absolutely profound. Like in the elevator scene, you've seen Evangelion, right?
I have
You
not.
okay? In
I just know about the scene, but I don't know what it's about.
the so you know about the elevator scene.
Yes.
The two people in the elevator are quite angry at each other,
Okay.
and and they
I know it's Ray and I know it's Ray and Asuka because I've seen a picture of the elevator scene, but I don't know
yeah.
what they talk about.
So they would go into the elevator, and the elevator's it's quite a long elevator. It's not exaggerated. Like the elevator, that's just how long it would be because of how huge the area is.
Yeah.
And so it's really profound to see the two of them so angry at each other. They're not saying a single word, but you know exactly what's going on in their mind as they're in this
It
elevator together.
it's holding you in the moment for like the
Yeah.
tension.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of tension. And then, like, at the end of it, they start to argue, and one slaps the other. And then there's another quote unquote elevator moment. I think there's three of them, and
mhm.
the other one I sent a picture in DM. The Kaworu, when he has to kill him, he they
Yeah.
pause on this moment for about a minute, and you can feel Shinji contemplating the whole situation and what he has to do.
Yeah, I need to watch it, but
Yeah, because
I know it's a big one. I know it's a big one I'm missing. Eh.
oh yeah, it's a big one. Um, I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen the movies, but I don't feel like I'm missing a whole lot. And there's also, another thing like with the Beatles, they had a lot of restrictions that brought out creativity. Like how am I gonna forget? I'm a Beatles lore guy. How am I gonna forget this? Um, in there's a song where they didn't want to have an ending to the song,
Mhm.
and so they play the song and they keep playing the cycle over and over, and then eventually they just ended, and they took the tape, the physical tape of the song, and they
Yeah.
just got a pair of scissors, an actual pair of scissors, and just cut it somewhere random at the end,
Uh-huh.
so that the song didn't really have an end to it. It just cuts off, and it feels like
Yeah.
it would go on forever.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. There's also Strawberry Fields Forever. They they took multiple tapes or multiple takes, and they John wanted the first half of one take and the second half of a different take. And what they did was because the songs that the takes they played were at different beats per minute, so they were at different speeds. They cut the tapes again and taped them like with sticky tape together, and then physically changed the speed the tape was going, which lowered the pitch, but it like blended in together smoothly.
Oh wow, that's dope.
Yeah,
Very creative.
yeah, they are the best-selling band in all of history, and it's for a reason.
Yeah, I can see that.
Remember when we were talking about anime?
Yeah, this is
Um,
like the third time this has happened, which is
yeah,
fine. I don't
yeah, it's
mind.
fine. What other anime would you recommend to me? I'm making a list.
Well, well, the thing is, like, I don't. What do you like? Because I recommend based on that. I don't.
Um,
There's no point in recommending a 10 out of 10 show if the person that isn't gonna like that isn't gonna like the contents of it. You know, I recommend based on taste.
I think that any genre can be good. It's really about the story. But see, I like JoJo. I like
Jojo, okay.
Gurren Lagann. I like Nagatoro Uzaki. They're really like
Yeah, okay.
different things.
No, that's fine. I it gives me a basis. Well, I've already recommended you Hitomi-chan and Akutsu-san, and I'm
Yeah.
very confident you'll like those. Those are very great. Um, if you search up Akutsu-san, you'll be like, yeah, this has Nagatoro energy. It's very cute. I love this freaking manga. Um, let me see. Gurren Lagann. Honestly, watch any
Okay.
trigger stuff.
I
Yeah,
googled
what's up?
Akutsu-san. It's just porn.
What? Wait, what?
Well,
Okay.
I went to Google Images and I googled Akutsu-san. And
Wait, I have to search this up. Does that happen for me too? No, I get
maybe
manga images. I get
maybe
manga images.
maybe I typed it wrong.
Um, eight.
Oh, wait, I typed
Oh,
it wrong right there.
you did.
I put
Yeah,
I put
it's
an
Akut.
L.
There's a K.
Yeah.
What's a Lutsu-san?
I typed it wrong right there. That's what I typed into Google.
I still don't get porn, but uh,
I guess it's the suggestive panels. I guess
um, but yeah, it's a blonde girl. Um,
I see.
but the name of the manga is called Please Go Home Akutsu-san, and I'll put an image of it. Um, and yeah, if you like Nagatoro, you'll probably like this freaking manga. It's great.
Probably.
It's
I
very cute.
liked Takagi-san. I
Oh yeah, I like
I
that too.
watched it and I read some of it, but then I stopped.
I liked
Not sure why.
it, but I kind of fell off of. I read a little bit and it wasn't hooking me, so. But I liked it. It was cute.
It seems like a licensing issue because I haven't seen anything about it online, so there's not. I'm not really reminded of it, and that's probably why I haven't read it again.
Like the anime or the manga.
Like I can't remember where the anime is. I think it's on Netflix, but
Oh,
there's
oh,
not
okay.
really any advertising for it.
So it's actually more complicated than that. Funimation has season one, then Netflix stole season two, and then no one took season three, so Sentai took season three. Uh,
Yeah, that is pretty convoluted. I
it's
remember
very.
remember watching one of your licensing videos, and I was really astounded by the whole family tree of Sony in the anime industry.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's true. That's very true. So yeah, Sony has a lot. It's kind of impressive.
It's kind of like Kroger.
Yeah,
You know about Kroger?
I don't think I do. Maybe.
They are the second largest grocery industry in the world, behind
Oh, okay.
Walmart, and that's
Okay.
because they have over 26 grocery chains with different names around the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know about Tencent? the video game company.
They have
Do you know about
Rockstar,
them?
right?
No, no.
Or they? I thought they
So
owned Rockstar.
no, so Tencent is a Chinese company that owns shares in like tons of other video game developing companies. So they're secretly the biggest video game company in the entire world. Uh,
I was thinking of Take Two.
no, yeah, but no, Tencent is a Chinese company, and they're the biggest company in a video game company in the entire world. But they're no one knows about them. So it's a similar thing.
Yeah. I wonder what's up with the bots that go into random live chats and type like what did Jack Hampton just say? What is it?
Where
Actually, maybe that's human, but
noise
there's
noise dot site.
there's a different one that came in like really early. Oh, it's gone. I can't scroll that high. Um,
But going back to recommends, Akuto-san, Hitomi-chan, and like you like Gurren and Little Witch, watch more of Trigger's stuff. All their stuff is great.
all right.
Um, yeah, watch everything by Trigger. They're really
Did you
good.
say did you say Kill a Kill was made by Studio Trigger?
Yes, Kill la Kill was okay. To put it in perspective, Kill la Kill was the follow-up to Gurren Lagann. They were literally like the same screenwriter and the same director, and it's just like, all right, I'm in. That's literally what sold the entire anime, and yeah, you can definitely feel it.
I
You
think
can.
I think I watched Kill a Kill early on, so I probably didn't make that connection. What was the
Oh
first
yeah,
you ever watched? First anime?
first anime I ever watched.
Yeah,
Does this count me knowing it's anime or just like not? Does that not matter?
that does not matter.
So the first anime I ever watched was probably Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. It was one of those two because I was a child and they aired it on TV.
I
The first the first anime I watched knowing it was anime was probably Naruto. Was probably Naruto, which was a couple years later on TV, still on TV.
Someone in chat just said "Darling in the Franxx." I've been meaning to watch that, but I always forget.
Oh, I would not. I would highly not recommend that show.
Okay, because I mean,
But
there's a whole lot that I want to watch, but I never remember it because there's just so many.
yeah,
Um, Dominator says I eat dirt and worm.
but I watched Darling in the Franxx. It was not a good time, but I wouldn't recommend it honestly.
All right. I made myself forget something again. One question: do you eat sand?
No,
You see in chat.
yeah, I see it.
Oh yeah, Kill la Kill. My first ever anime I watched was Black Butler.
Okay, I need to watch that show. I have it on Blu-ray, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's I've heard it described as lesbian bait,
It
basically.
is how they lesbian bait.
No idea.
I have no idea. The main dude, like the guy,
The main hot guy is a guy.
is a guy, and then the child is a boy.
Yeah.
I thought it was gay. I thought it was
Also,
gonna be gay.
that child, CL,
Yes, y'all.
he ever since I watched the show, I have not been able to spell ceiling right on the first try.
That's funny.
And it happens like a lot more often than I would
um,
think.
I wish I could pronounce this name. The one with the M because it's a different language. But I was gonna say, yeah, Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill. Darling in the Franks is not the same people, actually. That's a bit of a lie. Most people don't know that. Brand New Animal is as well. Penny and Stocking as well. And Space Patrol Loco too.
Space Patrol Loco?
Yeah, but Space Patrol... Okay, Space Patrol Loco is a mini-series, so every episode's like 7 minutes. but that one's a big like homage to himself. Like Hiruka Maishi, the Gurren Lagann guy,
Hmm.
he just made an entire anime that's just homaging like all the stuff he's ever done, and it's freaking awesome. Um,
That's cool.
yeah, and
I,
that's how they announced Little Witch Academia, the anime.
oh,
uh,
I
Literally, the show ends, and then Aqua appears through a portal, and the character is literally leaving. So they just then like do the tag team clap thing where she like tags her in, and that's how they announced her anime. That's how they announced her anime.
that's
And then they
funny.
were like, "Little Witch Academia anime is happening." That's literally how they announced it. Uh,
That's pretty funny.
yeah, it's freaking great. I love Trigger. They're freaking dope.
I watched a mini series recently because someone just put it on.
Uh,
It
yeah.
was, I don't know the name of it, but it was like just some girls mountain climbing.
Was it an anime?
Yeah,
I think
it had 3 minute episodes.
I think I know the show. I have to find it, but I know the show.
Hmm.
Um, um, No way. What's the name of that anime? The one I'm talking about, if you're the homage to everything Trigger and Haruka Maishi, Space Patrol Lolico. That is the name of the movie. It's awesome. Or not movie. Well, it's basically a movie. We put it all together. It's like a 3-hour movie, but yeah, Space Patrol Lolico.
I got reminded of Cowboy Bebop.
Bebop is a goodie. I love Bebop.
I watched half of it, and I have no idea why I haven't watched the other half
Yeah, you should.
because I did enjoy it.
Yeah, it's really good. I would highly recommend it. Very good place to start getting into anime. Um, have you seen Samurai Champloo?
No, Samurai what?
Samurai Champloo. Champloo.
Sham. All right,
Yeah,
type that out under Space Patrol Loco. I don't know how Patrol Locos spelled as well. I'm getting a long list.
um, but Samurai Champloo is made by the same guy as Cowboy Bebop.
I see.
Um, and it's super good. It's freaking fantastic. If you like Bebop, you'd probably like that show.
What's your least favorite
Oh God.
anime?
Damn it. That's man. I have to remember all the bad anime I didn't like. Okay, so Darling in the Franxx, I really didn't like it. Um, Lupin the Third came first.
I
Spike
would.
the wait, sorry, no, I'm answering a comment. Who came first? Lupin the Third. Lupin the Third. Spike is the direct inspiration from Jigen, the guy with the hat. That's not even a. That's a fun fact.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
I was about to say I would guess Lupin because it's 50 years old, right?
yeah, it is 50 years old. It came first, but also like Bebop, you wouldn't have parts of Bebop without Lupin. So, um, but Darling in the Franxx was pretty bad. But God, that show was frustrating. Pretty bad. There's a harem anime I watched many years ago that was also very infuriating called Infinite Stratus, and that show's super freaking bad too. And then recently I'm watching Shield Hero, and that show's pretty bad. And that's about it. I guess those are the three least favorite shows I've watched.
How far did you get into Shield Hero?
I'm not done watching it. I'm watching it with my friend. We
Okay,
are halfway through, and it is super bad. I don't understand why this show's popular.
I liked it.
Oh, that's
I thought it
fine.
was pretty
I
cool.
think what?
However, episode 5 was the worst thing I ever watched in my life.
Which one's episode 5? They all blur together,
The
honestly.
race where he's like racing on the
Oh,
chicken.
that's stupid. Oh, yeah,
That was
God, yeah, that's
every time he came back or like overtook again had nothing related to his power.
yeah.
It was such a non-episode.
So, if I described why I dislike Shield Hero, it would be a long explanation on a other thing, and I don't know if anyone wants to hear that.
I hear like Ikesai or whatever it's called when someone
Yeah.
goes to a different world. I hear that's generally looked down upon, but I haven't seen many of them. I saw Konosuba and Shield Hero.
So, I also watched Konosuba. I didn't like it, but I don't think it's bad. I just didn't think it's funny. Um, like I'm trying to just put that out there, and like it's completely different. Me finding not finding it funny, I don't think is bad. Shield Hero, I do think is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I don't like isekais at all. They are my least favorite genre in anime, and there's a lot of reasons why. And it amazes me that I have never seen someone explain why that genre is very flawed.
Because
And
I hear it's just because the story could exist on its own. That like there's not really any reason to put them in a different world.
that is one of the reasons. That is one of the many reasons. But I've put a lot of thought into it. Um, I might make a video on it later in the year
Oh,
because I just want to put it out there. But I have a very thorough explanation on isekai, and whenever I tell anybody about it, they can never find an explanation for any of my problems. I have
okay.
asked many people, so it's a very well thought. I like ReZero's a good isekai. ReZero's a good isekai. That's actually a good show.
I have not
Um,
seen it. Is that the guy that dies a
ReZero's,
bunch?
yeah, it's the guy that basically he's cursed, and if he dies, he gets sent back to a particular checkpoint.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Saul's
but
asking if you know who Joe is.
Joe Mama.
Right.
It could have also been the guy and be like, ah, yes, I've watched the Shito no Joe. That's an old anime. um, but um, the reason I don't like Shield Hero is for a lot of the same reasons I don't like isekais. And I can explain them if you want, but it's a bit long. I don't
Yeah,
know if
go ahead.
anyone actually. So I'm gonna get my water real quick. So my big problem with isekai in general, and I mean with the whole subgenre that exists, is kind of going back to the thing you said, where a lot of the stories can stand on their own without really being isekai. That is one of the things that I don't like. Most isekais don't need to be an isekai to work. Most of the time, they're just fantasy shows that took an extra step at the beginning to get to a fantasy show. So usually I'm like, if you can remove the character getting isekai at the beginning of the show, does the show really change that much? Most of the time they don't. Most shows don't change that much. Shield Hero is one of those. Does the show really change that much if you took Naofumi and made him a guy that just lived in the world? Not really. Not
Well,
really. The show doesn't change that much. Uh,
I think that because the
but
four guys they brought are the only magical ones, or like the only
well,
ones with the power.
the thing is, my friend, the reason we're watching is because he hates the show. Like he went into it with good expectation, he came out hating it, and he was like, "Do you want to watch it? Because I'm gonna probably work on something with this." I was like, "Sure." He like spitballed something that with that, which he was like, "Why couldn't they just make it four guys from different regions of the world rather than being isekai from different parts of different versions of Earth?" That way you can still make Naofumi a guy who doesn't really know anything about the etiquette of this kingdom, why he just gets stuck with the shield, all that stuff. Like it's the same concept and everything. Um, but here's but which it is. The guy says there are some anime that wouldn't exist without the concept of isekai. You're correct, but most anime that are isekais don't need to be isekais.
Yeah,
For example, let's go to another show. Time I got reincarnated as a slime. I think some of y'all know that show. It's very popular.
I've not seen it, but
The
I've
guy
heard about it.
died. The guy. Well, that's actually a good point. Well, buddy, guess what? Guess who's buddy? You walked into this fight with the wrong thing. I know it's not a fight, but I'm just trying to stress this that this is very well thought out. This is a conversation that I have done many times. Reincarnated as a slime. I think you know about it. A guy dies. He gets spawned into a fantasy world, and it's this whole thing of like, oh, haha, it's he the slime. It's the very draw the NPC enemy that you draw away. That's pointless and everything in RPGs.
Yeah.
My thing is with that show too. Why did the guy have to die to then be in a slime? Why couldn't it just be a slime that gained consciousness and started learning about the world, and that's how it levels up and gains experience in the same way that the guy does.
Yeah.
Being it's the exact same thing. And this is a problem that plagues most isekais. If you can remove them being transported into the world and nothing really changes. There's actually slight things you could do to still make it work without that element. Um, I just literally hopped between two shows, but I've thought about this with several other shows. But this then leads to another question I have with isekai. Why are we taking this extra step to then just be a regular fantasy show? Why is it in Shield Hero Naofumi gets transported into this other world? Why is it in Slime dies, gets transported to another world? Why is it in um, Tanya Saga of Evil, guy dies, gets put into a body of a little girl? Like, when it all after that point just becomes a separate story unrelated to that.
Yeah.
Um, um, so this then leads to another thing. I feel like the writing of these stories are actually being hindered because they're leaning into the isekai element. So going back to Shield Hero, the reason most isekais do the isekai thing is because it's an easy way to explain the world and the rules because it's somebody that is not in this universe. It's an easy explanation. It's an easy excuse to explain all that crap because the guy is us and he doesn't
Yeah.
know anything about this. And that's fine, but it's problematic when everybody else starts doing it because you could theoretically write something more interesting. So again, Shield Hero for an example. That whole thing of like making it just different guys from different parts of the world and then they all get chosen is way more interesting than a random guy finding a book being transported into this world. It's a lot more interesting and it thematically fits the world and setting a lot more. Slime, that thing I told you where instead of a guy being transported, like he died and he's reincarnated as a slime, doesn't it make it less interesting that it's just a guy in a slime that's conscious already,
Yeah.
that already knows, compared to what if it was a slime that just started realizing things about the world, like in an RPG, and started gaining experiencing and started growing and becoming a person, like an RPG character. What's more interesting? A guy getting transported with his mind and consciousness into a slime, or a slime becoming a person? I think the second one's a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more interesting. And you can apply this to most other isekais too. Um, a lot of the time, if you remove it, you theoretically have something more interesting there. Um, you theoretically have something more interesting. Um, Ta- Sa- Tanya Saga of Evil, another one. A guy dies. He gets transported into like this weird Victorian fantasy version of Europe during the World War. But he's still this old guy in this little girl's body, and his whole goal is to like rise up the ranks of the military and kill God. All right, that's the whole thing. But he went into the girl's body with that intention in mind. And I'm like, wouldn't it be more interesting to have a little girl who was raised in an environment where everyone is religious and loves God, and we see her devolve into someone that hates God and hates religion? So it's the same endpoint, but you're seeing
Well,
that
that's just
progression.
Tuesday.
Yeah. But these are just a few examples. These are just a few examples. I'm just trying to say I've thought about this with a lot of other shows. Um uh by the way, I'm gonna read chat after this because I know this is a controversial thing.
So
Um
someone says something about Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer is not even an isekai, it's a fantasy show.
I know he says it's not isekai, but I can imagine that's the result of an isekai being non-isekai'd.
I don't really know. I just know my friend told me it's just a fantasy show, which is good.
But like I'd imagine with most isekai, if you take out the isekai element, it would be like Goblin Slayer could be one of those.
But basically, world created by gods rolling the dice. Well, Goblin Slayer is a lot. Goblin Slayer is more RPG based. Is more RPG inspired. That's
Yeah.
like the thing. It's more heavily. It's more game based. It's more game inspired. So it's not the exact same thing. So another thing I've thought about this a lot is a problem with isekais is that since they're a person being transported to another world, they use that as an excuse to make them really gamey. So to add video game elements to the world.
Oh yeah.
Kind of. You've seen that in Konosuba and you've seen that in Shield Hero, I'm assuming,
Yes.
right? So there's another problem with that. So you're telling me this is a fantasy world that's existed completely apart from Earth. It's a fully fantasy world that has magic and monsters and everything, right? How is it that this world was created in a way that something as technical as experience and skill trees exist? How does that work?
Yeah, like just
They don't.
from the
They don't.
from outright.
No, they don't connect. In Konosuba, it's the exact same problem. They show you they have skill cards and they can learn skills and that they have experience and all that stuff. But how did this fantasy world get formed in a way where that mechanic exists? It doesn't make any
There's not
sense.
really any
It
primordial experience point.
Yeah, there's no way it connects. So I also want to say something where I'm not that asshole that watches a show that has superpowers and I'm like that doesn't exist in real life, so that's stupid. Like I'm not that. I'm someone where it's like if I'm watching something fictional, I am willing to go with the rules you give me. So when you watch Naruto and they have chakra, which is blue energy, and it allows them to make clones of themselves and like have energy balls, I'm not going to question it because it's a fictional world. Same with Hunter x Hunter and their power system. You know what I mean? Like it's a fictional world, so you have a lot of leeway on what you can do. The only time I question it is when you go against it. In isekais, I can't even do that because the setting and the rules of the world do not match at all. They never match. In Shield Hero, why does Naofumi have a menu in his eyes when it's a fantasy world that he got transported into a book? Why does Raftalia grow with experience? Why can he see stats? Why do these things exist in this fantasy world? Are these things existent only to Naofumi, or does everybody else? Can everybody else see them? These are the problems that happen with a lot of isekais. They incorporate video game elements that don't go along with their world. And this happens all the time. Konosuba gets away with it easily because they kind of hide it because it's not in your face. But
Yeah.
other shows don't do that. Um, so that's another thing, and it takes me out of the experience. Um,
Now
and that, what is it? What's up?
would Sword Art Online in technicality be an isekai?
Sword Art is an isekai because they get stuck in the world.
Yeah.
Sword Art Online, frustratingly enough, is a good isekai because it doesn't have any of these problems. It's just very poorly
Yeah.
written.
It.
Uh,
I like the premise so much.
yeah, it's a great premise.
I also like Don Mach like the I like the video game type things.
Danmachi's not even an isekai; it's just a fantasy
I know
show.
it's not an isekai, but like I like the video game type things. As goofy as they can be, I like the concept. And Sword Art Online, as bad as it did it the best.
It did. So here's. By the way, I'm sorry if I ruined Shield Hero and Konosuba for you. Um,
No, that's fine.
because
I'm
here's the
still
thing.
looking forward to season 2 of Shield Hero.
Because here's the thing. Most people don't ever think about these things ever. Like they don't. They don't think about these things.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, my friend did research and he found out Shield Hero was never meant to be an isekai. It was originally going to be a video game anime. And then,
that would be just fine.
yeah, it would be. But the reason it became one was the assistant to the writer, or to the writer because it's a light novel, was like, "Hey, isekais are really popular. You should make this an isekai," and that's what they did. Which is why all of the video game stuff in Shield Hero is really bad. It's really bad. But even unrelated to Shield Hero, this is stuff that plagues all isekais.
Yeah.
So other thing, I think it might be my last thing was isekais. Is that oh crap, I think I lost my train of thought. No. Oh, I lost it. Damn it. I had my last thing to say. Oh, I remember now. Okay, so when people ask me if I like isekais, I like to say I like isekais before the word existed, because
Yeah.
when you go back to shows that did the thing of a person getting stuck in another world before it was a subgenre, they didn't have any of the problems we have now. What I mean by that is that back then, old isekais like
You
your
had a reason for
Digimons,
it.
not even that they did, but they did not even that. your Digimons, because that's an isekai. Inuyasha's has Inuyasha is barely an isekai, I guess. All these old shows, right? At the end of the day, an isekai is a setup. It's just a thing that set up the story, right? That's what it is. Modern shows make it a big deal that the guy got transported to another world and everything, blah blah. It's this whole thing, and then it gets thrown away.
Yeah. Like they don't really mention the book much in
They
Shield
don't. They
Hero.
don't. They don't. It's this whole thing, right? But it's just a setup. Old isekai is treated as a setup, exactly like that. It's like this set up the story, doesn't matter. They don't make it a big deal. They don't care about anything about that. It's just like this set up the story, and that's it. This show's a fantasy show. This show is a cyber show or whatever. In Digimon, um, they get isekai'd. No one freaking cares they got isekai'd. They're just stuck in this world, and the whole setup is we have to get out of this world. So there's a reason, and it's treated as a setup purely. Inuyasha, she gets isekai'd into the Edo period, and there's a reason why it's done that, but no one freaking cares. Like literally, they all know she's from another world, and they're like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. And this is the whole thing. There's a big difference between old isekais and new isekais, and it's that they don't make it a big deal that you got transported, and there's usually a reason why you got transported. That's why I like ReZero, because ReZero is just a normal fantasy show. Literally, it's just a normal fantasy show. The isekai is treated purely as a setup, as in no one cares he got isekai'd, and also the fact that he's transported in another world actively is used throughout the story. And that's why I ReZero is the only isekai I currently like from the modern time. Um, um, but yes, this is like a lot of all of my grievances with isekais, which is why I don't like them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I ranted too long.
No, you said it would be long. Um, with
But
Sword
yeah,
Art
that's
Online, it
yeah.
comes up a whole lot more that they're in this life or death situation in the isekai.
In season one, after that, it's not as good. But
Like like when Gun Gale Online started, or
yeah, again, yeah, it's so stupid.
I think I kind of stopped right. What I real quick, something specifically I hated about Gun Gale Online is
Hmm.
that he gets a lightsaber, right?
Yeah,
And they have red dots that foretell where a bullet is going.
yeah,
But with his lightsaber, the light trail is still behind the sword, and the light trail should be in front of it.
yeah. That's funny.
That was just something little I noticed that really pissed me off for no
Yeah,
reason, but because it's just kind
I
of
watched
funny.
the later season. I watched the later season of Sword Art, and it's so freaking bad.
It is.
It was not even fun. I would not recommend it. You dropped off at a good time.
Yeah, but with the concept of the video game thing, I liked all of the video game themes that showed up in the show, and one
Yeah,
specifically I really liked was the Thalador massacre reference.
what's that?
Which
It's been a
so
while. It's
so there was an episode where if someone was sleeping, you could pull up a fight prompt in a safe zone, and you could kill them in a safe area.
okay.
And in old school RuneScape, there was there was a glitch. I don't know exactly how the glitch happened, but there was a glitch where you could kill people in a safe zone. And so the Thalador massacre was just people going around killing a bunch of people in safe zones, and they basically represented that in the show.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know what your thoughts are on my whole thing with isekai because it's a huge thing. Um, but that's why I don't
I
really like it.
I agree.
Again, I've told this to many people, and no one's ever been able to give me a good answer for anything. Eh,
For the
like
most
ever.
part, um, video game type shows have an isekai element just because when they really could just be a video game type anime.
Yeah, they can be. Um, yeah, you're right. Both Fury is a whole anime that takes place in a game. Like literally, they're playing a game, and like that's why it's entertaining. Um,
There's Danmachi, which is not an
not
isekai, but it has the video game elements.
it has video game elements, but it still is just treating itself as a fantasy show.
Yeah,
So my something else I don't think is great about isekai is that it's such an oversaturated market now. There's
yeah,
just so many. And the problem is most people like me are tired of isekais. So any show that even remotely looks like a fantasy show, they just think is an isekai and they won't watch it. And
yeah,
it kind of sucks. I didn't want to watch Danmachi for like 3 years because I thought it was an isekai, and then I found out it was just a regular fantasy show, and I was like, God freaking damn it!
yeah.
Uh,
Something in Danmachi that um they they played it quite well, but I thought it was goofy when it first showed up. Is that he levels up and gets an ability that's basically kill anything.
uh-huh.
I was like, oh, that's the win button. They gave him the
And then,
win button.
oh, okay. By the way, I haven't watched Danmachi yet, but I want to.
Oh, oh. Well, that happens like really early in the show,
I'm assuming, yeah, I'm assuming.
and so, but they do play it well. But if I had stopped watching there, I'd be like, oh, that show's all goofy. But they did work with the win button element fine.
Okay, that's cool.
It,
Yeah, sorry.
it's almost like One Punch Man, where you've seen One Punch Man.
I have seen season 1 and 2.
Okay, there's a lot of times where the heroes are struggling to beat someone because One Punch Man is somewhere else.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So I have gotten a rebuttal one time where it's like, oh, it's just a setup, for an isekai for the story and everything. And I'm just like, all right. So they're telling me I shouldn't really care about it because it's just a setup, right? And I'm like, all right. But based on that logic, then
Then
that
why
it's
have it?
just a set. Oh, I wasn't even gonna say that. I was
Oh,
like, based on that, it's just a setup. I was like, doesn't it make it less and less original that all of these shows are using the exact same setup, and doesn't it all of a sudden make them less original by using that same exact
yeah,
setup?
and less interesting.
Yes, and I was like, and then yeah, that's what I replied. I was like, doesn't it, if it's just the same setup, doesn't it make all these other shows less original because they're using the same thing over and over again? Which
Yeah,
is not a good answer either way. Um, I always say this: if the isekai can validate its existence, it's a good isekai. So that's my rule.
yeah,
Konosuba is a good isekai because it needs to be an isekai to work.
yeah, because he like
Like,
drags this god in with him.
yes, it's a
But
parody of isekai. It's a parody of
basically,
isekai.
yeah, it's a parody
No,
of a
like
lot
yeah,
of things. It really does not uh like throws away it does tropes sarcastically, and it also throws away tropes.
yeah, it does. But yeah, Konosuba is a good isekai. ReZero is a great isekai because it actually needs to be an isekai to work. Like, there's a lot of subtlety in the writing. Um, I can't think of another one, but that's my rule. If you can validate you being an isekai, you're a good isekai. But most can't. Most cannot.
This really
It's
like brought up the locked away memory of Sword Art Online, and really they really wish they had better writers for that.
I do freaking dang it. I was like, God damn it! Why are you the only? Why are you like one of the few good freaking isekais that exist? What
When
the
it's such
hell?
a bad show.
Yeah, it's so poorly written. It pisses me off. It sucks. But yeah, that's my whole thing with isekai. Which is why I don't really like that genre.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I have thought about this way too much, way too long, and I probably will make a video on it just to get my
Wait,
thoughts out
I
there.
look forward to that.
Uh, but yeah, no, I'm watching Shield Hero because I thought, all right, if I'm gonna make this video, I gotta be fair and give these shows the benefit of the doubt. Uh, so I decided to watch Shield Hero, and I was like, this was not worth it, and I'm gonna finish it because I want to finish it.
I remember thinking of that while watching Shield Hero, like why does he have to be transported teleported to a different world, and he
Why
doesn't
do they have
really.
video game? Why do they have video game rules? What the heck? Why do
Yeah,
they have video game rules? He literally has health bars in a fantasy world. It makes no sense.
I just like the concept of having to fight with a shield and how he gets around it.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
But then everything else is not good.
kind of reminds me of Goblin Slayer because he has to work with so little. Because
Yeah.
he's not some strong character. He doesn't have those moments where he can overpower anyone. So he has to strategize.
Yeah, that's what makes it good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been talking about isekais way too long.
What's your favorite genre?
Favorite genre?
Yeah.
Let me think. I do love comedy and I love romance a lot. Comedy, romance, action. Oh, shonen. Shonen's my favorite genre, I guess.
Okay. So I'm not. I guess this will say how not much I know about anime. What is shonen?
Shonen anime is so the term is actually it's not actually a genre, but the term is a demographic in a type of it is a demographic that a story focuses on, and that demographic is young boys. So it's typically your action adventure shows like Bleach and Naruto and One Piece, My Hero Academia. Those are shonen anime.
Is that like the growing of character type of
Yeah,
shows?
growing of character. Yeah, that pretty much, but there's still like elements of action and stuff because you're going for that young teenage crowd, so you have to have something cool like that.
This
But
this
yeah,
episode, Naruto goes through puberty.
pretty much. But yeah, Shonen's probably my favorite. I watched a lot of it, so I really really like it a lot. And then if you're wondering, I know you're not, but just shoujo is the reverse. It's manga and anime focused on young girls, on teenage girls.
Would Kami-san be a
What?
would Kami-san be one of those? Like,
Homie-san? I don't think so. I don't really know.
wait a second.
Oh, it is, no, it's a shonen. It's a shonen anime.
You said it was shoujo for the girl.
JoJo's for girls.
Does that just mean
Komi the
girl? Because I
what?
remember Girls Last Tour. I think it's Japanese. Japanese name is Shoujo Shumatsu.
Yeah, shoujo means girl.
Okay.
So like Sailor Moon is Be Shoujo Sailor Moon, and it's like Pretty Guardian or like Pretty Girl. Yeah, Pretty Girl Sailor Moon. But Komi the shonen because even though it's not action, it's appealing to like a young male crowd.
Oh, like the demographic of the viewer. I see.
Yeah, shonen is a genre, quote unquote, but it's actually a demographic of people.
I see.
Same with shoujo is girls. This is the reverse.
All right.
But I think I'm gonna have to head off soon because I'm actually trying to get hungry and I have to make dinner.
I don't have anything else to ask, so I guess now's a good time.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm leaving now.
I
That
guess.
was fast.
Yeah. Well, that was 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
lot.
you want to plug yourself again to the people in chat?
Yeah. You can check out my YouTube channel. It is Enzo. He linked it. It's Enzo the Otaku. It's my old name. But I go by Enzo is Tired on Twitter. And that's the other best place you can find me. I'm also Enzo is Tired on Discord. So if you guys want to watch some of my stuff, I'm working on things at the moment. You guys can check it out right there. So thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming by.
I hope you have more people on here. Uh, you invite more people. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, well,
Um,
this was a great experience. I might ask more people to come on.
But thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I hope you enjoy the recommendations I gave you.
Yep. I've got them in a list here. I think I'll start watching ReZero right now. Actually.
ReZero is freaking great.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
That's a good time.
you gave a strong recommendation. I think I gotta watch it.
Well, it's funny because they gave a strong recommendation without recommending it. I was just like, "This is why isekai suck. This is the one isekai I like."
Yeah. Basically.
But thank you for having me. I don't know if I should just leave the call or I should leave the call after the stream's done. I don't really know what I should do.
Um. I guess I'll smash that end stream button.
But thank you for having me. It was fun. It was fun chatting.
Bye, chat. All right. It's off.
All right.